What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, I'm trying to catch my breath, bro. Yeah. Whew.
You all right?
No, I'm not all right, man. You startled me when you walked in, and it made my breathing kind of get a little,
No beard?
Yeah, and I started coughing, yeah. So I'm dealing with that right now. It's a recovery thing. Yeah.
Your eyes doing all right?
Oh, absolutely, man. It's feeling good, looking good, baby. How you feeling, man?
Oh, man. Rough weekend for Pittsburgh football. Rough year for Pittsburgh football.
No, don't you do that. Don't you go there just yet.
A sobering year for
Don't
Pittsburgh
you
football.
do
Thus far,
that.
trust me.
No,
Trust
don't
me.
you do that.
You know who you're talking to. I'm 100% not writing this season off.
Right.
No way. Pitt Panthers, though?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Just bench Slovis, please.
Now, didn't I see Narduzzi say that he is the best quarterback for the job? I could have sworn I saw that come out. Yeah.
I don't know about at this point. I think you really got to consider that dude they brought in.
Okay.
It was the third stringer.
Yeah.
What was it, 2
Georgia
or 3
Tech?
weeks ago?
No, the game after Georgia Tech.
Western Michigan.
Yeah.
I think you really got to consider.
When he was having the
freshman
concussion stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked good. Slovis has been just skittish. He looks shy at times. He doesn't know where he's going with the ball. It's just unfortunate. But, no, I'm doing good.
Yeah, see, for me, man, I'm like, it's weird because JMU, we lost, but
Again?
But check it out. I can't make this stuff up. So when you talk about optimism, it's a reason.
Okay.
So we lose by 2 scores, right? Check it out, though. Our starting quarterback in warmups is unable to go.
Eye injury.
No, it wasn't an eye injury this time. But at first they were saying he was dealing with the sickness. Then it comes out it was like an oblique injury or whatever. So in the middle of warmups, he's just kind of out there in shirts and shorts just throwing around. We end up having to turn to our freshman quarterback, bro. I can't make this up. We are winning 12-2, bro. We're winning 12-2 in this game. The young quarterback had 4 picks, bro. I can't make this up. We lost by 2 scores in the end.
Duck Hodges moment.
Bro, I'm just like, so I feel good because I'm like, yeah, I know how elite our team could really be when we're fully healthy, but that is also the growing pain part for JMU. The depth issue. When you lose your starting quarterback in warm-ups, we don't have another, this is guy's coming in here and he's ready to take off right now. So that's something that we learned about. But yeah, man, I was still like, dude, we still should have got out of that stadium with the dub, but rookie quarterbacks or freshman quarterbacks, it happens. It's a part of it, baby.
Yeah, that Pitt team's good.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, that defense is good. O-line's not terrible. They haven't lived up to the hype that we thought they were going to be. The receivers are talented. Slovis is killing us, though, and Panicando, obviously, he's a stud running back.
Yeah.
Slovis has not lived up to the bill. It's been really unfortunate. There's Pitt Twitter accounts that I'm following on Twitter that's already looking forward to this freshman coming in next year.
No way, y'all are there?
Yeah, they're saying he's got a good chance to start, actually.
Yeah, we're over here like, bro.
And Slovis is supposed to have one more year, so I don't know what we're going to do with him.
Yeah, we over here like, yep, just as soon as the homie Ty get back out there, man, we running it back up on him again, man. Yeah, we feel like I said, it's a weird vibe. It's like optimism, bro. Because there's no way that Marshall's a good team like that. But for context, that is how it happens sometimes, man.
I'll put it to you this way. Pitt still might have a chance to go to the ACC championship if they went out, just because that side of the ACC is so bad.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So I'm still going to support.
Hey, absolutely, man. I see you repping. Shout out to the shirt, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So without further ado, let's start how we always do. Oh, and I did want to say shout out to your glasses too, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. I want to be like you. You like the look? Are you feeling it? I already got compliments, so I already know I look good.
I'm ready to get rid of my glasses.
No way.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess it's one of those things. You want what you can't have. I want good eyesight.
Yeah.
You want glasses.
I just like the look. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. All right. Sometimes you need an accessory. They blue light. That got to count for something. I'm being proactive with my optical health here. You know what I mean? Since we always streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, baby, I'm trying to get like you, man. We cool kids now, man. Yeah, call me Nerdy Moats. But anywho, man, let's start the show like how we always do. Let us know where you are tuning in from. We'll give those big boy shout outs and we will start this show off, baby. Let's go. Oh, and like this stream while you're at it. Yeah. And subscribe while you're at it. Yeah, that too. All right, now we're good.
Jar Double, 310 San Pedro, California. The Barbarian, 757, the crib.
You better believe that.
Colton Choi Fu, 808 Honolulu Pride Rock Hawaii. Is he the one that sent us
Yes,
the shirt?
yes, that is him.
I wore it over the weekend.
Absolutely. Shout out to Colton. And in fact, Colton is also featured
Those shirts are sick.
He's also featured on the website, arthurmoats.com. On the community page, we do a viewer spotlight, man, where we will highlight some of the people that are out and about that see us take pictures with us and stuff like that. So, man, you definitely, if you see me and Deke out there in these streets, man, and you taking pics, man, make sure y'all submitting them things, man, because you might get on the website as well.
Sammy Buckets, 918 T-Town, Oklahoma.
Let's get
the beard looks the no beard look makes you look 10 years younger, Deke.
That is your baby look right there, man. Yeah.
I shaved because
it got you stressed out like that, bro.
We need to clean some shit up.
Deke say, yo,
I need to clean up too.
I'm tired of it. I just went full on, when in doubt, you might see a shirt pull up, Exorcist. Yeah, we got some demons we got to get up out of my system, Deke. It's one of them days, baby. Just, the power of Christ compels you. We're not doing this anymore. We're not going to do that no more. We got this going on now. So I'm with you, baby.
I don't know if you agree with me, though. This is the problem with it. I think there's so much to look forward to with this team. There's so much I like right now.
Absolutely. It's enough to keep you on the hook, baby. Come on now. That's what you gotta love it. Because the talent is there, the efficiency and the productivity is there. But it's not consistent enough. But we'll obviously deep dive into all of that. But yeah, man.
And it's not just this game. This is the most recent game. I still think back to, I toss and turn at night sometimes over that Patriots and Jets game.
Toss and turn at night. Ain't nothing
just
like
because
being
that's
restless.
Two more wins right now. We're 2-5. We could be, 4-3. We could be tied for the AFC North right now.
Indeed. And just...
And that's not doing anything drastic. That's literally catching crazy. That's literally catching a punt. That's literally against the Jets game, or against the Jets, just stopping them for 2 drives from running the ball.
Yeah,
that's it. We'd be 4-3 right now, and Akello not getting mossed by Aguilar.
Chill.
You've got to be kidding me.
Chill. It happens, bro. And man, I still can't believe that 4 weeks he never came back, bro.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, that was the problem. Was like, dang, going, man.
We haven't needed him that. I mean, the Bills game, but outside of that, we've been holding our own for the most part.
But it was just crazy to think that. It was like, dang, man. Like, man, it was really 4 games. I thought it was going to be shorter than that.
Well, yeah, he was even a full participant this last week, I think on Wednesday and Thursday, and then all of a sudden they just rolled him out. They said he was doubtful. Xavier Jones, 904 Duval.
Let's get it. Duval, hold up. Wait a minute, Deke.
Yo.
You see what's on the screen right now.
I do.
You see what's happening. Sometimes it's like, hey, man, we don't care about what anything is being done or said. When this type of action happens, it's time to stop the show. So without further ado, Damon Brown, we greatly appreciate your support. I was going to say your support from the heart. Man, you always coming through as well, man. But no, we definitely appreciate you for the contribution to the show. I'll take this one if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
He says, what's happening, fellas? This sucks. Who in the heck allowed the DBs to put on gloves and dip their hands in cake batter before taking the game? Pickens is always open in the red zone. Do the QBs hate Pickens? Shaking my head. Shout out to Trina. Yeah, always shout out to Trina. You know that, man. She always holding it down. Big time. In terms of the cake batter on said gloves, man, yeah, I don't know what that was about, man, but yeah, we need jugs machines ASAP. Let's get that. Let's get in the lab for those, please. We just need one of them, just one. That's it.
The Cam Sutton one is unbelievable.
It
is unbelievable.
Like, to throw it to him. It looked like pat and go warm ups, bro. It looked like warm ups. Just you ready? You got it. But what did we say too? We say, yo, he's gonna give you some opportunities, capitalize on it. It's sure enough. I didn't think it was gonna be 4. I didn't think it was gonna be that many. I thought maybe 1 or 2. My man was out here. You sure you don't want this turnover? Are you sure?
He's handing them to him.
Are you sure? You sure? Levi, hey, Levi, come here, Levi. I got some. Here, catch. You ready? I felt like I was playing with my son, bro.
You know what? The first one to Levi though, that one was due to Minka.
Yeah.
He scared the shit out of Tyreek Hill and those Dolphins receivers, man, because he was drilling dudes.
Bro, you saw when he hit the dude. Edmonds is on him. I think what's the running back? I want to say.
Yeah.
Right on the goal line, right? Yep. Yeah. Man, Minka was out there. I was like, oh, God. Yeah.
Minka's really like that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He hasn't even really bulked up or anything, but all of a sudden he's like one of the hardest hitters in the league.
Yes, dude. I was like, man, and clean, might I add.
I know, all of them
and clean. So, yes. And in terms of the QBs hate Pickens, man, it is weird, dude. After the touchdown, it was like, man, there was like this, almost like they forgot about him, so to speak, man. But obviously we're gonna dive into all of that as well, man. For today, man, trust me, it's a lot that we're gonna break down in this, because it's never as simple as just one person that we could circle and say, oh, it's just that. Even though at times we want to do that, I think hopefully by now we have learned that, hey, man, this is bigger than just a one person issue. But either way, though, man, that is where we at right now. Yeah. Whew. But shout out to you, though, Demond. Absolutely.
You want to say any of these shout outs?
Let me see.
If not, I'll say one or two more. Hannibal.
Because I got lost for a second.
090 says checking in from the 770, the ATL.
All right, I got a couple right here.
Go for it.
I take a little run real quick. All right, I got Kyle Hamon, tuning in from the 802 Green Mountain State. He says, we in stick season now? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Unless you're talking about the fall weather up there. Maybe that's what he's referring to. Because it's the Green Mountain State, and with this time of year, leaves fall off. So maybe that's what he's referring to. Right. We also got Buddha Blaze, the 813 Tampa Bay. Shout out to the Bay. Not the Bay, but like Tampa Bay. I'm with you on that. Xavier Jones, the 904 Duval. Xavier, the 804 Richmond, Virginia, and he has hashtag Fire Canada, hashtag Free Our Receivers. Then we have Oscar Navarez, the 559 Firebar, California. Shout out to Firebar. And then Nick Y, the 918 Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I will end it on my end with Zach 4499 tuning in from the 207 Portland, Maine, baby. Yes, indeed. I like it.
All right, shall we start into the super chat?
Man, let's deep dive into said super chats that are super today.
AJ Martinez, good opening statement.
Shout out to AJ.
Sabotage 7. Thank you. I thought 8 would be great at closing time. Guess not. Whoa, easy there. Yes, he is young, but so is Pickens. And he says he's always open. QB's job is tougher than the receiver. I'm sure we will beat the Eagles 20-17.
All right.
He's got a lot going on there. Sabotage 7, 100% correct. I thought 8 would be great in closing time. He is. He made a bad decision or two, man. Those 2 drives, he was putting things together. I liked what I saw. I've liked what I've seen from Pickett thus far in all the games, and even particularly in this Miami one. Just made a couple mistakes. It's unfortunate. It's on him. I mean, it is on him, but like how he's been operating, the poise and comfort he has with the offense, some of the other throws he's been making, he's been really good.
No,
it's just unfortunate it ended that way.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing like a rookie. He's going to have really good moments. He's going to have not so good moments. That's what rookies do. It's more so just, can you stomach it or not? And we talked about the differences of that. And just when you talk about how like people are reacting to Kenny specifically, right? You got the crowd that kind of like how your take is in the sense of, yeah, they understand the context of it, but they can see the positive that he is having.
I like him taking some shots.
Yeah, you got the ones that are like, man, the turnovers are killing us, man. We want more out of him. The ones that, we want more touchdowns. I get all that and everything. But at the end of the day, rookies are rookies. This is what rookies do. Across the board, not just in Pittsburgh, across the league. This is a part of it, but he's definitely been showing improvement. He's definitely been doing positive things. You talk about the George Pickens throw in the end zone. You talk about the Pat Freiermuth throw. Was that like fourth and 7?
It was unbelievable. Whenever they showed the end zone tape, I was like, holy shit.
Yes, dude.
Are you kidding me? Dude, he's not even open.
Bro,
he's not even open from that angle.
High-end NFL caliber throw right there, man. Some of the stuff that he was doing, even working Deontay Johnson on the perimeter. And then even when the plays didn't necessarily work out for him, his control of the offense in terms of when they wanted to go tempo, he was the one getting everybody aligned. Even him checking a play at the line of scrimmage, it didn't result in a productive play, but he's still just showing that type of confidence, that type of comfort a couple of games into this thing. So with that, those are a lot of positives. Now, are we going to talk about the negatives? Yeah. But when we talk about guys being tricked, stuff like that, that happens. But that's also when you say expectations, regardless of how pro-ready you hear people say a player is, you always hear me talk about it doesn't matter what they did in college, man, because it's a different level. So you're going to have these type of things that happen, man, but you just got to live with it. And I think that's, where Coach Tomlin is with it, and where I think we all should be with this day, man. When you make that switch, you just take the good with the bad. But we can't ignore the fact that we are seeing good from him, though. And that's the part that, we got to make sure we remember that part.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on, baby. Let's get it now.
And then he says Pickens is always open. Yeah, I'm with you. Just throw it his way a little bit more. And then he also has Eagles 2017. Yeah, I like that comment for the most part, outside of him ripping on Pickett in late game situations. Dude, I'm good with him taking shots and trying to win the game. Hindsight, yeah, those were bad decisions, but I like that mentality. As he's gonna progress and get more and more experience, I think he'll be able to rein it in more. He'll understand.
Also,
that's what this experience is all about.
But no, also, man, bad decision. It's only bad decision after the fact. The decision, I don't necessarily dislike.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the third interception, the one where obviously
giving your receiver a chance.
No, but this is what I'm speaking on specifically. The decision wasn't the interception. The decision was, I'm going to give my receiver a chance versus me trying to pick it up with my legs. I don't fault that decision. In fact, I'm just glad that he made a decisive decision. You live with the outcome one way or the other. But the decision itself was not incorrect. In terms of the decision to go to Deontay on the second interception, he read what he thought was cover two. Because at the time, Javon Holland was holding his disguise as a too-high shell, which is good by him, veteran player, but it gives you the illusion.
Whenever you talked about Pickett getting tricked.
Absolutely. So it makes you think that, hey, man, this part of the defense is open because based on what a cover two would look like, that would be there. But instead, Javon holds the look, jumps the route. Kenny does stare it down a little bit, and that's part of why Javon's able to do that. But to me, that is when you say, could he be better there? Yes. That's the film study part, right? Just understanding the disguise element of it. But at the same time, I'm not going to negate what the defender did also in the sense of him holding
He's
disguise.
A good player.
Like, you have to, it's one of them things that when we're critiquing and when we're trying to find that feeling of hope, it's like, man, we will try to put, everything on us and never give those guys credit, where it's like, no, they deserve some credit in that element as well. They can make plays, and they did in that part right there. The wash play to me was the first interception because it's a lot that goes on with that. Is it Claypool stay up?
Throw.
Is it pass interference? What is it? Like, it's a lot with that. But that throw was no different than the Deontay Johnson throw that he made over there. It was incomplete, but it's cover one. You got corner on the outside, safety coming over in the middle. You try to give your guy a chance to make a play, bang, bang, and stuff like that. It just, Claypool fell. So, no different. We talked about. Well, I mean, you can make a case for whatever we want to make it. But I will say, at the same time, they were letting the receivers play.
What's funny is the former ref came on the broadcast.
I did hear him say, hey.
So that got me amped up.
Yeah.
But whenever you watch it live.
It's like, bro, stop. Yeah.
It is a little bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. I just don't think it's one of those things where, you're just solely pointing at him and saying, man, he made terrible decision after terrible decision. No, I look at him and say, yo, he's a rookie. Rookies are going to get tricked. Rookies are going to have bad plays, but also the position that he plays. DeMarvin Leal. I've come up here and I talked about how at times he helps our defense, but at times he also hurts us because he's not gap sound every single time that he's been out there. But because he's a D lineman, it's not magnified when he's out of his gap. It's not magnified when he gets reached. It's not magnified if he has a bad play. And we can only focus in on the good plays, the TFLs, right? The splash. It's like, yo, this is dope. He's playing amazing.
Right.
But he's still having bad plays, right? When we talk about Trey Norwood, it's like, man, he has some good plays, but he also is a guy that has some struggles, right? He has some bad plays. Not this game specifically, but throughout his tenure here, he's had some bad plays early on. But once again, he's at a position where it's not as magnified. For Kenny, it's like, man, this dude played a whole game. But with him being a rookie, he had his mistakes. He had a handful of them, absolutely. But because of the position he's playing, when he makes a mistake, it is magnified. It does hurt you a lot more. But that is something that we all have to understand when you're going into these games. He is going to have just the regular mistakes. Do we like that? No. Do you want it to go away fast? Absolutely. But he's also 4 games into this thing with only, 2 full games played? Yeah, because he came in the second half of the Jets game and only played the first half of the daggone Buccaneers game. Yeah. So it's not even a ton of football either that this dude has played in that capacity. So this is a part of it. And one thing that I do think has hurt him a little bit more, and I know this is going to be a little bit conflicting for some people, I still think they're throwing the ball too much. You have you play 2 games fully, 50 plus pass attempts and 40 plus pass attempts. Man, why? That's my issue. And I understand the whole, hey man, you got to make it happen. He's looking good. But when you throw it that much, you open yourself up to a lot of negativity. You have to be perfect a lot more than you don't. When it's 20 to 30 attempts, he doesn't have to be perfect all those times. When it's 44 to 50 attempts, it's just so many more opportunities for bad stuff to happen. And when I'm watching him, it's like, man, could that have been avoided? Sure. Would it have potentially not happened if it wasn't so many opportunities for him to have a bad play? But once again, I understand the flow of the game does matter, but that's something to me that I'm not a fan of. And I was saying this even last year with 7, when we'd be like, oh man, he threw for 40 attempts. And it's like, bro, we lost. Like, this is not a good thing. Like, you don't want to be that out of whack. And that was with the Hall of Famer. Now we're talking about a rookie quarterback 4 games into this thing. That to me is one of the things where when I look at Canada and I'm like, hey, how do you adjust that? You need more balance in the sense, not saying that it's too much for him to process, but just too much in the sense of why are you exposing him to that? Do you think about Kirk Cousins? Do you want him throwing that ball 40, 50 times a game? Nah.
Usually when he does, it's garbage time.
Right. It's not a lot of good that's coming out of that. Now, it might look cool in terms of a stat sheet at the end of the game, but when we're talking about the actual flow, it's like, bro, you don't need to be doing it that much. And that's one of the things that I'm kind of stuck on with this situation with Kenny right now. I just think that it's a lot of reps, man. 50, 40 plus attempts, like that's a lot, dude.
I think there's a couple things to that, at least in yesterday's game in particular. Did we know the defense was going to step up like that in the second half? Because it felt like
in the second quarter, though. Think about it.
Well, I was going to say, it felt like after that 13-0 lead the Dolphins had, we had to start throwing ourselves back into it. But then everything did start to settle, and then it goes back to the game flow again, where the last 2 drives, like we really did have to throw it.
Absolutely.
To try to score. But as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Canada, I wasn't the biggest fan of Canada yesterday in particular. I thought some of those play calls were shitty. The running game was low-key there. We were picking up 3-4 yards a carry. It wasn't pretty. Yeah. It was not pretty, but I hated all the other stupid stuff of tight end screens behind the line of scrimmage, double jet sweeps, and there was like 3 or 4 gimmicky plays. I'm just like, we did not need that.
True. I would agree with that. But just, he's still a young guy in his own right. When we're talking, like, that's the thing with this team as a whole, man. They're trying to learn how to win. They're trying to learn how to finish games. Like, where do you see when we're pointing to this team and we're like, oh yeah, there's a ton of guys that have won in the playoffs, a ton of guys that have had a lot of experience, even coaching wise. When you talk about Matt Canada, this is his 2nd year. He's not a proven dude at this level. He's figuring it out. When we look on offense right now, who is the vet that you're turning to and saying, hey man, these guys have been in all these situations. They know how to lead you through it all. It's not Mitch. Mitch doesn't have a ton of track record with that. It's not Kenny.
Yeah, Mitch ain't playing either. Right. You're not going to be doing that on the sidelines.
Think about it. It's not Deontay. It's not Chase. Like, none of these guys have really been through this type of situation right now where your execution matters, where every little detail matters. When you look on defense and they're further along, but think about it. They have a Cam Hayward over there, right? He's been through that fire. He's had success. He's been to AFC Championship games. He's played in big moments, right? Miles Jack. When he was in Jacksonville, what did he do? He's been to a AFC Championship game. He's made big time plays. He knows what it takes in terms of execution.
We got the deep boy. Minka. 5'5".
We gonna get there.
Come on,
Minka. Think about Minka in the sense that, even with him, young but just ultra talented, right? But outside of those 3 players, where are we pointing to and saying, man, this dude has been in a ton of that action. This guy's been a ton of those. Gotta have execute. It's not a lot of that, playing wise and coaching staff wise. So I think that this is a byproduct of that, though. In all seriousness, man. But no, 5'5" has been playing better, man. He definitely has. It's still
there
not
were some
perfect,
plays.
But he's playing
there
better.
were some plays early on. He looked kind of skittish, but towards the end of the game, he was making plays left and right. He made me jump out of my seat. I want to get back to the picks thing just real quick. Quarterbacks throw interceptions. Even the great quarterbacks. No. Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Don't you
Patrick Mahomes. Last week against the Bills, threw an egregious pick in a big game, last drive. So quarterbacks do it.
But you can't just bring that half-hearted stance and
I'm
not talk about
the picks,
But no.
But
the but the difference is when you bring up Mahomes, he's also scoring touchdowns as well. That's the big issue. The issue isn't exclusively with the interceptions. It's interceptions without the touchdowns to combat it. Most of the guys that we're talking about that do go on to be really successful and did have a high interception rate, they also had a lot of touchdowns or a good amount of touchdowns. And that's the part right now where you're looking at Kenny specifically. It's like, man, all right, we see the interceptions and we can justify certain ones. All right, cool. Youth here, receiver here, 50-50 here. But at the end of the day, when you're talking just the nuts and bolts of this thing, it's like, yes, the turnovers have picked up a lot more in terms of just full body versus the touchdowns. Now, we know it's still going to be a lot more context in that, but that's the part to me that I think when people are making a big deal about the turnover part, it's because you're not getting the other side with it. Rookies throw picks. Elite quarterbacks throw picks. Yeah. But they also have the touchdown passes, and that's where Kenny has to start stepping up a little bit more there. But like I said, part of that is in terms of the calls. And part
I was
going
to say, we got way too conservative in that second half, early in that second half. I really didn't like it because Kenny was dialing up some good stuff, man, those last two series before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not opposed to keeping the run game going. There just need to be there needs to be just some new play calls altogether.
So this is the situation. When you think about Matt Canada in this offense, right? What were the two quarters where he looked the best? Second quarter, right? And we talk about the two drives in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, right before halftime.
Okay, in terms of what he was willing and dealing, right?
Yep.
His issue to me when I'm watching Canada, it's not that he doesn't know how to call. It's not that he doesn't know how to design good plays and scheme guys open. The problem is how fast he adjusts. That's the disconnect right now. Miami came out in that first quarter. They did something that he was a little bit, all right, cool, let me figure this thing out. It took him a quarter and almost 2 quarters to finally grasp that and say, okay, this is how they're attacking this. Let's scheme this up. Then third quarter, Miami switches what they're doing. They're like, we're not going to play all this man-to-man because y'all are crossing around us to death. Y'all are run routing us to death. We're going to play zone. We're going to just tackle the catch. And it took him a quarter and almost 2 quarters to adjust to that. So context-wise, for those, that don't understand that part of it, at the NFL level, man, the elite guys, in terms of the elite coaches and coordinators, they pick up on what a team is trying to do to them within a series. It's like, okay, they attacked us this way, coach. All right, bet we come back with this. I know that if they're showing this right here, they're trying to lead us to this, so we're going to already beat them to that. We notice where they're going, and they'll have it, next series. The okay guys, it takes a quarter. The not so good ones, it takes about a half of football. That's a long time to adjust to what a team is doing.
Well, this goes back to everything we've talked about the last however many weeks and then questioning Canada's feel. Because he's trying to feel it out, so that's why it doesn't feel like the calls are getting called at the right time.
But also in terms of, because it's not just a witch hunt or it's not just a bash Canada thing, the full context. So when we're asking with Canada right now, where does it take in about a quarter and about a series to 2 in that second quarter, right? It's like, bro, you got to pick that up faster because the longer it's taking you to make those adjustments, those are guys that aren't qualified. We got to get some more first
downs, though, too.
Right. But think about that. But what about this, though, right? So we say first downs. First half, you had 1 first down. Second half, 18 first halves. So once again, is that Matt Canada not being able to get first downs? Is that Matt Canada not being able to scheme up stuff? 18 first downs in 1 half? Think about it. Like,
a lot of those were probably, the last 2 drives, I would say.
18 and a half compared to 1.5. All I'm saying is he capable of it? Yes. But is it to the level that it needs to be at this level right now for the NFL to be successful? No, it is not. But this is a part of his evaluation, right? Because we said it's nothing that's shown he's proven to be able to do this. And we could talk about why they hired him in the first place. But going forward, how you evaluate Canada, that is the big part because he can make the adjustments. We talk about it. We've seen it. We felt it. The second quarter, we could point to those drives and be like, yo, that's an adjustment. That was working. We point to those fourth quarter drives like, yo, that's an adjustment. That's working. But why is it taking so long? And that's going to be on Canada. That's what he has to get better at.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because there are quarters, there's spurts in each one of these games where you could sit back and say, oh, shit, Canada's dialing up some good stuff. Opening drive in the Bucs game. Last however many drives in the Bucs game. But it's like, There's in-betweens. There's one quarter and then quarterback.
When those guys on the other end make an adjustment, it takes him a lot longer to react to that. And that's the issue right now from my perspective. Because at this level, you can't allow it to wait that long. Because at the NFL, man, we're killers in the sense of if we see that this is what you're struggling with, man, we're going to keep attacking this, keep coming back to this until you figure it out. And if we know that, hey, man, you ain't figured out that we switched this coverage up just yet, man, we're going to keep running until the cows come home. And at times, it just takes a lot longer for him to adjust to that. Think about the defensive side, right? Terrell Austin. First quarter, man, the Dolphins came out. They were firing on all cylinders. We were trying to run man-to-man coverage, and it was like, all right, this ain't working.
Is that what it was? It looked like zone because they were so wide open.
So some of it was on blitzes, but some of it was also man-to-man as well. Then we started to shift and we say, you know what? We're going to do some of this Tampa too. We're going to run more of this type of stuff where we can get hands on guys. We can have safety help over top or being able to just tackle the catch. They started to do all of those things, but it didn't take 2 quarters. It didn't take 3 quarters. Outside of that first quarter, when did we see that Dolphins offense looks explosive again? Think about it. 16 points, right? And we dropped 4 picks. Mm-hmm. Think about it. 4 picks we dropped, 2 in the red zone. 16 points. You got the number 1 receiver in the league in Tyreek Hill, the number 5 receiver in Jalen Waddle. Neither one of them 100 yards receiving. Longest catch for both of them. One was 25 yards, one was 20-yarder. Longest catch of the day was Trent Sherfield, 32 yards.
Man, that borderline
could have been a
pick. So not a pick, but Arthur Millette was literally right there.
So when we're talking about the difference, is Teryl Austin an elite coordinator? No, we're not saying that. But he's a proven guy. We talk about what he did in Detroit. And you can see how fast he makes his adjustments. And that is the difference when we're talking just tangibly how to compare and contrast, not just simply saying.
And having Brian Flores doesn't hurt either.
True, but just in the simple sense of it's a lot more veteran presence on the defense side of the ball.
100%.
Who on the offense side of the ball? We want Mike Sullivan?
He's just been basically a quarterback's coach.
So
his whole career, right?
So is it surprising when we're talking about the defense, even with some of the hodgepodge bodies they have out there, how they're still able to be productive, how they're still able to get guys doing more than what you might think on paper. And on offense, it's like, yo, we got all this talent, but why isn't it resulting in productivity and points and stuff like that? I do feel like that is at the root of this thing, man. But that's something that on offense, they got to figure that out in terms of Matt Canada. That is his biggest task to
literally
lead
going
going forward.
Right now.
Yes.
Or it's been his job. But
absolutely, man.
It's more at the forefront now than ever.
Yeah, but also when you throw in them losing, when you throw in the quarterback carousel as well, and how, you know, at the beginning, Mitch played the way he did. Then Kenny started to look good. Then Mitch comes in and has a hot second half. Then you get the turnovers. Now it's like, oh, man, well, who is it? What's going on? Is it Matt Canada? It's got to be Canada. Is it this? Is it that? Is that? And it's like, man, it's part of it, sure. But at the same time, it's still some other stuff, man. But the context does matter, man.
Could you imagine if Pickett would have pulled that off yesterday?
He had 2 opportunities, though.
My God.
That's the thing, man. He had 2 opportunities, bro. And it's one of them things where is it under or is it disheartening? Sure. But at the same time, I like the fact that
I liked those 2 drives.
I like the second drive more just because it was the response. It was, okay, I've blown it, so to speak, with the getting tricked. All right. And as soon as he threw it, he was like, yo, he knew it. Yeah, that got me. You got me. And as any NFL player understands that, that's going to happen. But to see how he responded in the sense of, do you hang your head and solely sulk in your misery of, hey, I threw the game-losing pick, and now when I get another opportunity, I go out here and piss the bed again? No. He came out and he did respond. He did hit multiple big-time throws. It was just like I said, man, pick at the goal line where you're trying to give a guy a chance, and yeah, the result was definitely not what we wanted. And for him, you even heard him say it. You know, that's not what he wants. He has to be better there. My thing is just be more decisive. If it was a situation where he's asking himself, am I throwing it away or am I giving Deontay a chance? If that's the case, and I don't think he said that, but if that's the case, yeah, just pick one, you know, kind of like we said with the Pat Fryman situation. You're either throwing it away or you're throwing it to Pat. It can't be that in-between stuff. So that's the only thing that when I really look at Kenny and I'm like, yo, I want him better there, it would just be being more decisive. But if that's not the case, the rest is a part of what he's going to go through.
You part of the Kenny Club, then?
You said I'm part of the Kenny Club? Welcome. I never said that. Nah.
Welcome.
But even when it was on the other end with Mitch, you know my thing, man. I'm not a narrative guy. I'm just a context guy. I'm a cut the film on guy, man. And I just call it like I said, man.
Pickett's been looking good,
even if I'm not agreed with, you know?
Pickett's been looking good. Not to put you on the spot, but to put you on the spot at the same time.
I like when you put me on the spot. Come on, baby.
Todd Haley.
What about it?
How quick were those adjustments?
No, Todd is a more than proven guy. Blame your boy. Don't do that. Yeah, anybody that wants to know why Todd ain't here, you know the answers.
Bedside manner.
That's about it. Literally, the biggest knock on Haley is he does not care about who you are. He is going to tell you how he sees it, exactly, raw, unfiltered. Some people
see some video clips
some people can handle it. Some people can't. It's that simple, man. But yeah, it's only one reason why Haley ain't here. We know that.
Was he the series guy?
Man,
within the series,
what the offense look like? You tell me.
I love those offenses.
You tell me.
I just
what was the knock on Haley? He was too greedy.
Screen passes sometimes.
No, screen passes or third and short. He's taking a shot. He's trying to dagger you.
I didn't mind.
I love it. Yeah, but he's gonna dagger you. He's super aggressive. But you knew what you had to deal with him. You know. But yeah, man, there's only one reason why he ain't here. Hey, man. And I don't pick sides in that either. I don't say who's right or wrong. It's just like, all right, because at the same time, it's like, bro, what you gonna side with him over 7? Nah, we ain't doing that. Come on, baby.
Yeah, he needs to pay some more.
You gotta roll with 7, you know that. But Todd definitely know what he's talking about. Yeah.
James Panzarello. Kenny said F it, a DB down there somewhere. Actually, this was another thing I wanted to bring up.
To that, man.
I'm glad he said this. Deontay, do you want him to do anything different on that? Or is it so hard because these dudes are 20, 30 yards away and you're just trying to go off eye contact?
No. For me personally, I want to see it from the all 22 before I have like that hard stance on it. Like, that's just kind of where I'm at with it, you know?
Yeah.
Once I get a chance to see that, then I can really, because you know how it is, man. We get up here and say that, and they be, oh, man. And then the take come on, y'all said it. It's like, nah, we ain't doing that, man.
Because what the two options are for him is to come more back to the ball, but then he's going to be out of the end zone a little bit, which isn't bad. You're still picking up the first down. Or he like kind of just starts drawing back a little bit more to the back of the end zone. But that has to just be an eye contact thing, right?
Because it looks like they're not on the same page. It looks like they're not on the same page, but at the same time, it's happening so fast too. That's the other part, because he's also trying to figure out, should I just pull this and run? Because that is another option. But he has to go through that process, and who's to fault him for saying, I would much rather give my receiver a chance to make this play than me trying to pick it up with my legs.
And like, in terms of some of these you don't crazy catches by the sidelines and combat catches, Deontay has had a couple of them this year.
Like, think about the criticism for Mitch was outside of the second half of that Bucs game, he wasn't being aggressive enough. He didn't take enough chances. He didn't put the ball up there and even allow the receivers a chance for that. So, yes, his turnover numbers were down, but the offense felt limited. It didn't feel as explosive. Whereas now, our offense does at times feel like we can get some separation. We can make some big plays, but we have to deal with the inconsistency as well, man. That's just a part of it, man.
All right. He says, in all seriousness, bring back 7. But, yeah, going to your point, though, I mean, I think that's based off how Mitch was playing those first 3.5 weeks. That's what we wanted. Yeah. It's just like, all right, if you're going to take some shots, like whenever Pickett got in, that's what we want, actually. We can live and die with that. And remember,
the conversation was, hey, we would rather deal with the interceptions, but it's aggressive play at quarterback versus super conservative play and no turnovers, but we just feel super stagnant. And like I said, the monkey wrench was what Mitch did in the second half last week. If that never happens, no one is even entertaining that concept.
Was playing like the second half of the Bucs game the whole season. He's a top 5 quarterback right now. We're talking about him with Geno Smith.
Right. I'm like, that was an outlier in compared to what we've seen from him in terms of the regular season. But I also think context matters. We broke it down in terms of it was no
receiver
Kenny.
Drops.
But there was no threat of Kenny coming back out there.
Yeah.
Kenny has, as long as Kenny is available, man, if you make any type of switch right there, it's just going to restart the whole process of Kenny, we don't want Mitch.
Yeah, you ain't making the switch.
Come on, man. You can't do that. Not at all.
No, he's our guy. And even some of the players, I heard some of their interviews. Claypool was like, no, I thought he played really good. Yeah. It's just, he was like social media, they're going to fall in love with the 2 picks and run with that. But Freiermuth was very complimentary, also Pickens.
Because the thing is, and think about just our dynamic, right? It's a lot more reserved. It's a lot more less reactionary, right? Because that's how players have to operate. We focus on what we did well. We understand what we struggled with, but we don't just live on that and make that the end all be all one way or the other. Whereas at times with fans, it's a lot more emotional because the detail or the understanding isn't always there. So it's a lot easier to just be like, you know what, man, I'm pissed. He threw a pick. It's got to be his fault. But that's where y'all tune into us as well. And then we come and give y'all the way we're supposed to give it to y'all, So shout out.
All right. And then he says, in all seriousness, hashtag bring back 7. More evidence his season was sabotaged with how bad Canada is. Thank you, James. You are one of the disciples.
It is funny,
Thank
though.
you for spreading the good news.
Y'all just talk out of both sides of your neck when y'all be like, yep, it's Canada, how bad he is. But then we be over here like, yeah, man, we saw what he did in the second quarter. We saw what he did in the fourth quarter. We saw the offense. It's like, yo, what do we do?
Yeah, but here's the problem with Canada. He wasn't the right guy for Ben.
Very true. And I think we all would agree with that. But organizationally, at that particular time in Ben's career, could you make a hire for the longevity of 7, or do you have to make a hire based on what you think the NFL is going to be shifting to and what you're going to be drafting going forward? That's kind of the dilemma that I thought they were in a year ago.
I think what you do is you say 7's back. We want to win games. Who's the best coordinator for 7?
I hear you.
Even if it's just a 1-year hire, you just figure it out. Bring in a talented guy.
But you will mess up your whole organization for one player specifically.
Well,
and it still doesn't even have to turn out to be positive results. I mean, even not to piggyback on the whole Brady situation, but even with that right now, it's like you see how that's looking. You know, it doesn't look ideal. Not saying this all on him. That's cool. But you can still see where it's like, would you want to mortgage your coaching staff or the direction of your team long term based on Brady at this, you know, way he's playing right now? And that's the thing. It's not like
if he guaranteed you 2 or 3 more years, I'd say yeah. But you don't.
But him coming back is different than him being vintage Brady. I think that's the different conversation too, right?
I think he's fine. I think they have a bad offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, it was a drop. Mike Evans dropped a 60-yard bomb in there.
Yeah, we just talked about it 2 weeks ago.
That
Brady's arm strength is still there. If not, is better than ever.
It's just he's not vintage right now in the sense of every single play, every single pass, every single decision is perfection, and his team around him is operating like a machine. It's just not there consistently. But, I mean, it's part of it.
He's missing players around him, just kind of like Rodgers, too.
Mm-hmm. But this is also the first time for him that he's missed as much practice time also. And that's also part of the reason why people are questioning, you know, if he still is committed to it on that level.
It's a weird season for him. Yeah. It really is.
It's funny, too, man. The first time he takes a different approach in terms of taking off days in practice, everything starts to happen the way that it did. Brady, get back to practice, man. Practice makes perfect, bro. You know that.
Okay, that was James Panzarello.
Let's get it.
Dondre Izzo. Why is Naji hurdling on short yardage situations? Put your head down and go to work, big fella. I was going to say this about some of those drives, too, in the second half that I thought were too conservative.
Yeah.
I did think they were too conservative. But we were literally a yard away from like 2 or 3 of them from picking up first downs, and that was one of them. Like, if we can't get a 3rd and 1 running the ball, I even said this whenever we had Ben.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
And there were times where it's 3rd and 1 with how the offensive line was. We couldn't gain a yard.
Yeah.
So that's a problem in and of itself outside of the conservative play call.
We got to be able to pick
scrambled
up
out.
Yard,
He missed the first down. He was trying to reach for it. So that's just going to happen within the flow of a game. You're going to miss some first downs. But I do think the play calling was conservative. But it also is a combination of us barely missing some of those 3rd and 1s.
Yeah, absolutely. For the Naji play, to me, that
how about that spin move, though?
No, that was dope. But the problem to me is I want to see more of the physical Naji. I don't care about the dancing Naji. Dancing Naji was, you know, part of the issue when he was at Bama prior to his last season there. It was too much of the I'm going to make you miss. I'm going to shake and bake. And what got him back to being who he was them saying, bro, go back to being a mean, big, physical running back. Jumping is cool. Shaking is cool. But at the end of the day, you're a 240-pound dude. Run through these guys, man. Don't take these guys off the hook because as a defender, we would much rather Naji try to be Saquon Barkley. As a defender, that makes our life easy when he wants to shake, jump, cut, spin, move, and all that stuff. What makes Naji tough to tackle is when he put that head down and run behind them pads, when he starts stiff-arming folk, when he driving those legs. That's what makes Naji Harris extremely difficult to handle. Yeah. So, granted, we love the play where he's juke, spin move. It was dope. And then remember in that same quarter, he still went back to doing what? Running behind his pads, being that physical guy. Second half, that whole jumping thing, I'm going to start looking a little bit more. Just not the biggest fan of that part. But I did think that this was his best game that he's played this season. I thought, I mean, it was at one point in time, he was averaging, I think it was like 4.2, 4.3 yards per carry. He was doing, you know, his part and things like that. And it's still
Why
more
are we
that he
doing
can get better
tosses
at.
with him, though? That's another question.
Well,
let's do tosses with Jalen Warren.
Well, because the thing is, when you start exclusively saying I'm only going to run a toss play with this back and not with this back, what do you think as a linebacker I'm keen?
I get it. Let's just not do tosses then. Let's just cut them out.
But no, it's not just the toss. You know what the issue is with some of those toss plays? Y'all ain't gonna hear it.
Let's hear it. Block it. Receiver blocking.
Yeah. The guys that we
can't
love.
Be Pickens, right? Come on, dude.
I'm not going there, bro.
I saw Claypool miss on one. Not Pickens.
I just said y'all don't. I tell you ain't gonna want to hear it.
I don't.
All right, so we're gonna leave it alone then, because and it's not just him. It's multiple guys when you're running the toss play.
We need Hines Ward.
It's multiple guys on the toss, and it's not just this game either. It's not just this game. They at times you look and it's like, all right, I can see you was really into that block this time. This time, I can see that you were not all the way into that block. It shows. So when you're talking about the run game, and especially trying to run on the perimeter, all 11 matters. We just leave it at that. They all matter. And we don't get consistent elite blocking effort every single time with everyone that's out there. We'll leave it at that. It's multiple people that are involved, though. It's not just one player.
Pickens, dude.
But it's
say it ain't
it's
so.
Multiple people that are involved with it, bro.
Say it
don't
ain't
shoot
so,
the message. I said you ain't going to hear it. But it's not just the talk. It's not. Oh, it's not. It's not. No.
It's almost like I don't want to hear about how much open he is now. Let's stick to blocking.
No, but it is funny when you do look at the receivers and the ones that you can tell the difference when it's a pass play and they're targeted or they're option A. You look at how they run a route.
Oh my!
When you look at them and they're not.
This
option
isn't a Steeler
A
mentality.
You be like,
we
bro,
can't be doing
what is? When it's a block and it's like, yo, they don't really want to block. It's like, bruh. Alright, I mean, you touched them technically, yes. But this is the guy that blew up the play. He didn't make the tackle, so I guess, thumbs up. But he made the puller have to reroute. He made Naji bubble. Like, it happens, bro.
Wow.
So I get we want to get on Canada. It's
something to look for going forward.
No, I get we want to get on Canada, and I get we get on Naji as well. But that is a part of it. It's not just offensive line. On the perimeter, when you're trying to run certain plays, you have to get that. And that is something where you can't pick and choose. One of the best things about Juju when he was here, he didn't pick and choose when he wanted to block. He was going to consistently do that at a high level. At times, like I said, it's just the consistency isn't all. He actually did, dude. Shout out to Juju for that, man. It was good to see that too, man. That's the little dude, man. Oh, I guess he ain't little homie no more. He done grown up now.
Yeah.
But, I always think of him as like the dude that locked up his bike after that 99-yard touchdown in Detroit. Yeah. But
maybe he could come back over to Pittsburgh in the offseason, teach us some of that offensive stuff that he learned over in KC.
Bro, yeah.
If he learned so much in those however many months he's been there.
Oh, that's right. He said that before the season. You could only imagine how much he knows by now.
Yes.
He said that after like a month being over there.
Claypool's still cool with him. So
yeah.
Juju, Deontay too, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Najee, yeah, I guess as well. So have a group meeting in the offseason with Juju. Pick his brain about the offense.
Yeah.
This is all if Canada is back. If Canada is back, you need to do this. Write all of Juju's theories and what he's learned down in a notebook, hand it to Canada, and say, run this shit.
But no, it does boil down to that consistency part, though, man. At the end of the day, like, regardless of what Canada calls, sometimes he calls good stuff, sometimes he doesn't call good stuff. But it can't be for him when we're like, yo,
that's disappointing.
We don't know how many good calls you got in your clip anyways. And when we actually do get one, it's like, bro, that's the effort you giving me. Like, why? And then it's a 2-yard loss, and now we over here like, oh, okay, predictable. Why Canada running this? What we doing right here on this particular jet sweep? Why? How did this get blown away? And it's like,
just a huge disconnect.
It is.
Canada's pissed about, man, why aren't you blocking on my plays? But then maybe the receivers or whoever's down on the field says, why the hell are we calling this play?
I could understand it from both sides, but when you talk about one band, one sound, when you hear me always say, hey, man, if we all wrong, we're all right.
Exactly.
That is the difference right now. And when I look at times, that does pop up. It's like, bro, we're not saying F my stat right here. Let me go make this block. They're not saying, hey, man, I'll do this. Even if it's not good. Even though I know this route isn't designed for me, I'm the clear out guy. Let me haul tail downfield and not make it questionable of, hey, man, am I running as fast as I can run? But when you talk about a young team, what do we say? Young, learning how to win, the details. A couple teams I think of right now, I'm in the Jets, that Dolphins team that we just saw, and the Patriots to an extent. Think about the past 3 years for them, right? The transition they've been in, how many close games they've had, how many ugly parts and times they felt like, but now it's to the point where they're starting to figure it out, right? And some of these close games, it's like, yo, when y'all start executing like that, when y'all start making that stop on defense right there, when y'all start doing this over here. It took them a couple of years, though, to really get to that point, right?
Sure.
This same Jets team a year ago was not finishing games the way they were, right? This same Dolphins team right now, they weren't finishing games like this a year ago. We talk about the Pats, and even in terms of since Brady has been gone, their transition, because they've been the furthest in this thing, right? And they've actually went to the postseason since then. But it's like, man, you look at them. That first year when Brady wasn't there, man, they went through a disastrous, of trying to figure it out. But now they're a couple years removed. They have a method in place. They say, okay, now it doesn't matter if it's Mac Jones or Bailey Zapp. We can figure out how to win in these scenarios. Because as a team, we understand the significance of these details, the significance of not just doing it right one time, but doing it right every single time. This is just a young team right now when you're watching them. They're trying to understand that. And it takes, at times, you pulling it up on tape and saying, hey, man, I know you nice when you get that ball in your hands. I know you got routes on routes on routes. But at the same time, the same effort you have when you're running a route to get a ball, I'm going to pull up them plays where you're not getting the ball, where you're not target number one, where you're not, you're here to block, specifically block, or you're the decoy guy. And I'm going to show you your effort on that. And you tell me they're the same, because it's not. And when you talk about championship ball, when you talk about trying to win, that's the conversation that you got to have. Because it can't always be, when it's for me, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. But if it's not for me, I'm going to just kind of, take it off right here. That can't be the case.
Well,
and it's across the board. It's not just one player. It's across. Like, that is something that has popped up.
I think someone needs to tell Pickens then, listen, you know what can get you just as much praise and enthusiasm from these fans as a big catch like that touchdown yesterday? A huge block.
A monster block.
A la Hines Ward.
I'm about to say Juju Smith-Schuster.
You want to become a legend here? Make those catches, that's fine. But if you want to combine it with some of these blocks, you're going to be the guy forever here.
Bro, Juju became legendary when he slept perfect. Let's be real about it. That was he's no longer Juju with the bike, ha-ha, TikTok.
Pickens can definitely do it because we've seen it. It's just
absolutely.
Like, dude, do more of this stuff.
Yes, and trust me, on tape,
we saw it at Georgia. We've seen it a couple times here with the Steelers.
Dude, him and Claypool at times, they show it. But when you're talking about young players, it has to be more consistent. But that is a part of the growth. That's a part of what you have to go through. So when you talk about Matt Canada, and it's like, man, it's Canada, it's like, yes, he is a part of this. 100% he is. But at the same time, those type of little things matter a lot when you're talking about how do we get big fixes? How do we feel better about this offense as a whole? The details are what get you those big changes, or what get you the big changes in terms of success and productivity. But we have to go through that to learn that. We went through it. I mean, 2014, man, I think about 14, 15. It was like, bro, we went through some ones where it's like, hey, man, we left that out there. We should have been better here as a team. And then you think about 16, how that played out for us. And it was like, nah, man, we figured it out. We started putting it together. 17, you put it together for a whole season, just losing the playoffs. But you could see the uptick in the confidence in how all of us, in terms of detail, what we had been through. But it took a 14 and 15 of us shooting ourselves in the foot multiple times. It took that for us to get to where we wanted to be. So for this team, it's like they're learning, they're figuring that part out. But you can't just blow it up either, though. Because when you start blowing it up, all you're doing is resetting every time you're trying to make any type of progress, any type of foundation.
It's interesting you brought up those years too, because really between 14 and 17, there wasn't too much difference in those teams. It's just the defense was younger.
Defense got better. That's it.
Defense got better, and the close games we were winning a lot more.
Think
like
about
that 13-3 season,
bro. How many?
There were a lot of close games.
1-score games, bro.
Yeah.
But literally that was the difference. 14, 15, man, we young. We trying to figure out. None of us know what it is to win. We got Troy, but Troy is older. We got Debo. Debo was fresh out retirement. It's like, man, we looking around. We got Ike, but Ike was missing the whole season. We looking at each other like, hey, bro, you know what this is about? Hey, Moats, you been here. You been in the league for like, but I was in Buffalo. I don't know nothing about this. You know? It's like all of us trying to figure it out. Cam Hayward, think about him. That wasn't OG, hey, I've been here doing this. I've had success. That was young Cam. All of us were figuring it out. And it took a couple of seasons. It took a couple of, hodgepodge groups where we over here scratching our head like, bro, man, I wasn't even gonna go with that one. I liked him. I was gonna go with the other one.
Burns.
No, my homie Valentino, aka Antoine Blake. That's my dude right there. Love Antoine, love Blake right there, man. Little Zilla. But it took us going through some of those growing pains those first 2 seasons to finally start to put it together, to finally execute in those gotta have it moments consistently. It's a process. We kind of forget that. But this is what Every dope team, they go through these type of times, man. Buffalo had a couple seasons with Josh Allen where it was just like this, man. It was up and down as a team trying to figure it out. And then it started to click. And now you see where they're at right now. So this is no different for us. We're just going through it now. This is our first version of it.
Can we speed up the process a little bit?
That's the $1 million question.
Can we speed it up?
Hopefully we can.
Make a little playoff run.
Because some of these teams that we bring up, they have sped it up, right? We could point to some of the teams where it's like, hey, man, it took them, a couple of games. They got it going. Because we do have
Burrow and the Bengals.
I'm about to say, because score-wise, we got the talent.
Pretty much. Burrow's rookie season and second year, they make the Super Bowl. And actually, what's funny about that Super Bowl run they went on last year, weren't they like 500 or something in the middle of the season?
Yep.
Or like 7-5.
And then down the stretch, they got hot. Literally. It was like a 1-game difference between us and them at one point in time in the season. It was literally like that was the difference.
Well, they went 10-7. We went 9-7.
Yeah, they went hot on their last little bit of run.
They just had the obviously they had the half game over us, but they had the 2 wins against us too. That's really it.
Yeah,
because if they would have lost one of those last 2, I think we could have won the division.
Which was crazy when we talked about it at the time, but that's the reality of it, man. It's not this big difference in terms of where we are versus where we want to be.
Yeah, look at the Jets, man. We should beat them. Look at the Patriots. We should have beat them.
It's not
and these
a
teams
big
are being
gap.
looked at in a very good light
It's
right
not
now.
a big gap, but the difference is those little details. The little details, the little bit of execution. Think about this, man. You turned the ball over 4. If we would have came into this game on the front end saying, hey, Deke, we're going to turn it over 4 times, and we're going to have 2 opportunities to win it at the end of the game. We're only going to lose by 6. We'd have been like, yo, get out of here. If you turn the ball 4 times over as that offense, man, they're going to put 50 on us. Think about how, that's where we are. So when you talk about the optimism, it's not seeking comfort. It's not absolving the team from anything, but it's like just in the seriousness of the facts. It's like, bro, look at the context that we have right here, man. Like, this is a talented team, but they got to execute more consistently, man.
100%. All right. We got James Panzarello again.
Shout out to James.
Preaching. Singing music to my ears here. Says at least 5-2 with Ben. With Canada. Hashtag bring back 7. So I think he's essentially saying if it was Ben and we had another offensive coordinator, that could be 7-0.
Well, because think about this, man. Ben, the one thing that even last year, granted, he's not a 4-quarter quarterback last season, but he did have what we were just talking about in terms of he understands how to execute in those critical moments. He understands when it's got to have it, what needs to take place. And that's why even, when he was quote unquote on the back end of it, you could still see where he was able to get you out of stadiums. The big thing with him was just, like I said, lack of mobility. And your question, man, at that stage, can he still get it done consistently for 4 quarters, week in and week out? But yeah, to say that we'd be 5-2 right now, man, I ain't going there, baby. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
I am. Calmonier, 14.4 points per game on offense, worst in the league.
Yeah.
Once again, Canada really is turning into the 3-and-out god. 7 sabotage already confirmed, just looking even more real. Yeah, it's been confirmed for months, weeks, but
yeah, we had a lot of them 3-and-outs with them 18 second half first downs. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. But no, 14.4 points per game on offense. Deke, how many times I've been coming in here? We talk about the points. We say, bro, I know we want to average 20 and 30. 20 is the magic number for me. If we get to 20 each and every game, we're fine. You look at some of these scores outside of Buffalo.
Done it yesterday.
20 is the magic number, but it is difficult to score. Like, it's not one of them things where it's like,
League's
oh, man,
changing a little bit.
Everybody should just be able to score points. Everybody scores. It's like, no, man. Teams have smartened up. They saying, yo, we're going to make you snap the ball. We're going to make you out-execute us. We're going to make you have 10, 12-play drives and have to execute in the red zone when the field gets condensed. When you start doing that, it takes the air out of the game, but it allows for you to have these quote-unquote ugly style games where a team on paper that shouldn't necessarily match up is able to match up. They are able to stick around, and now you're just looking for an opportunity. In this particular one, we had multiple opportunities and we just didn't capitalize on them, but that's the approach right now that teams defensively are taking, and it started with the Chiefs last year.
Well, it's exactly what we did yesterday too. It was perfect. Outside of the touchdown that the Dolphins got in the first drive.
Snap that ball.
They still made it to the red zone a couple times, but we held our own.
Yeah,
and then
once you
the
get in
defense
that red
just played
zone,
phenomenal in the second half.
Yeah, once you get in
around.
that red zone, that field condenses, man, the speed element isn't as prevalent anymore.
Yep.
And you think Dolphins receivers, who do they have that's a big end zone? Like George Pickens, Chase Claypool.
That's it.
They don't have that, right? So Gesicki as a tight end on top of that, Minkah becomes a lot more of a factor as well with that, man.
He had that one hit him straight in the face mask. I thought Edmonds had the
PBU, and it was it did.
It went right up his face. Yeah. All right, we got Tristan Love saying, Dan Orlovsky tweeted, "You can't convince me the Steelers run more than 10 plays a game." Mm-hmm. Moats, from what you've seen on film, is this true? #Sabotage7.
Man, you gotta.
We got my people in the house today.
No,
man.
You gotta
this
understand,
is great,
man. Dan is doing what Dan is supposed to do. Now, Dan does give you excellent analysis in terms of breaking down plays and stuff like that. And when he says the 10 plays, it's more so tongue in cheek. It's like, yeah, it looks really repetitive because when you're talking about the route combinations, right? For our receivers, what are the routes they're running? Vertical stops, deep in, deep out. Right? Not a lot of double moves, not a lot of
some drag routes. And
shit. It's not a lot of complexity with it. But in all seriousness, when you think about just wide receiver routes, how many routes can you really run? But 10, 12, realistically, right? Before we start just drawing it up in the dirt and saying, "Hey, man, spin over here and go back this way and back that way." It's like it's only so much you could do anyways with that. But what he is referring to, and it is true in the sense that, yes, at times the lack of adjustments, it makes this offense look very predictable. And when it looks predictable, it looks really mundane. It looks jet sweep. We're going jet sweep right or left. All right. It looks toss. We're going to run toss right or left. We're going to
run it to the right. Run it to the
We're going to run the double. We're going to run the power. When Derek Watt comes on the field, we're going to pick up some yards because we're going to actually go 21 personnel and run it. That was a couple of the positive runs we had yesterday. We brought them out there. But we're not going to see a lot of that. When we want to dial up or we want to take a shot, we're literally sending our two outside guys vertical. We're not
on a PA boot or something.
It's no deep crossers. We don't do deep crosses. We don't do scissors concepts. We don't do a lot of high-low concepts either. So, I mean, yes, technically he is right, but no, he's not technically right because it's more than 10 plays, but that's what he's alluding to. And that goes back to what we said. Right, but that goes back to what we said about the adjustments, how fast he can make them. Because when he does make them, they look good. When he doesn't, it looks really, really repetitive. really, really repetitive. And like I said, for him, man, you can't necessarily give him the benefit of the doubt exclusively because he hasn't shown by himself just yet that he is capable of this. It's only his second year as a coordinator, man. So hopefully for him, he picks it up sooner rather than later because in the NFL, man, we don't wait. You know what I mean. You see it. They gonna move on, man. All right. So hopefully for him, he can get that thing figured out.
It just doesn't sound too hopeful, though.
But
in terms of Canada and getting some new plays, getting some more creativity in there.
When I think of hopefulness, I just think
don't we want to have more in the bag than certain routes?
I look at that whole hopeful thing as expectations. And when you think of the people that have turned on Kenny Pickett, it's part of the expectations. When the conversation around him is he's going to come in and be perfect, elite, man, upgrade, everything is right, man. You get him out here, we're undefeated. And then he comes out and it's like, oh, he's not perfect. He does struggle a little bit. Everybody does what? Man, they just react, right? They kind of lose it. I do think in a sense that is, what we do with him as well.
Oh, we expected more.
Just in the sense that
I did too.
Yeah, we did.
But
yeah.
This goes back to the Tomlin
thing. But the expectations matter.
Why did we hire him from the start?
I'm with you on that. But when you have an expectation that a guy is supposed to be here, and now when you see him and he's not, it makes you start to ask, like, yo, what's going on? But the difference between Canada versus Kenny is one's a first-round draft pick who you bring in with the thought process of long-term answer, 4-year minimum, right? With Matt Canada, it's not, dude, this is a year-to-year situation. So you have to prove yours a lot faster than Kenny has to prove his. Now, we still want Kenny to prove it, but they'll get rid of a coach way before they get rid of a player. That's just how the league works. So for him, the pressure is on him to pick it up. But I think the expectations do matter. When we set an expectation that our offense can do this, that Canada should be able to do this and this and this, and it's like, well, who set that expectation? Like, why do we have the expectation? When has he shown that? But that's part of the thing with Kenny as well, where it's like, we will pick and choose why we want to believe in things like that. But the expectations, I do feel weigh heavily in terms of why we feel how we feel after the fact.
It goes back to the hire, though, because if we're talking about the standard is the standard, I just don't feel like that's good enough of a hire then to be the standard of having a college coordinator come in that we don't even know if he was that successful in college.
And that is very legitimate. When we talk about legitimate, like, I'm with you on that. But
especially in Ben's last year.
Correct.
Ben Roethlisberger's the quarterback. Different if you have a mobile quarterback.
Absolutely.
Ben Roethlisberger's final season. Like, that goes back to the sabotage.
It looked like they started to transition before they were fully turning over the roster. So that is a part of it. And yes, man, to fault that decision 100%, man. We could talk about it and pick and choose, like, why was he the hire versus some of the other candidates and things like that. Unfortunately, we can't change that, though.
No, I think that's just one of the hiccups on Tomlin's resume right now. It's not. I'm not jumping off the ledge of saying fire Tom. I just think that was a really bad decision. It was a bad call.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not to make excuses, but it's not like you don't just get to this point overnight. It's, you look at what happened here. Why did that decision get made in the first place? And then after that,
Maryland
why
connection.
did you... yeah.
Something like that, right?
Hey, man.
Right?
This is
had to have been.
Something. It's got to be something, bro. I don't know what it is. It's got to be something, though, bro. Yeah, because it wasn't...
he had a Pittsburgh connection, too.
True. But
the coordinator here.
Yeah. But at the time, like I said, man, it's plenty that we can question.
Maybe Matt Canada's the best salesman of all time, and he was out to eat with Tomlin and really pitched him on this new innovative college offense for the pros.
So part of that, but I also think in the context of, if you're Coach Tomlin, would you rather bring in somebody that's proven and you get to have no say-so on what they do, no say-so on how well they are or how not good they are, right? Kind of like what he had with Dick LeBeau and with Todd Haley? Or do you want to have a situation where you kind of take that guy that is unproven, and you give him a chance with the hope that it does pay off, right? And now you're looked at as, hey, man, this guy discovered him. And we hear that how many times? Oh, this guy's under this guy's coaching tree. Nobody knew who any of these coaches were until they got up under there and they started to have success elsewhere. So I partly think of that also. I'm like,
I guess the problem is Tom was a defensive coach, though, right?
But he started out playing wide receiver. That's the other thing. So it's like I can understand, if that was kind of the approach, because you've heard him talk about it when they say, "Hey, how involved are you in the offense?" And he
always says,
"I am heavily involved. Yeah. I'm involved." So it's not like he's hiding from it. He is letting you know, I am heavily involved. I am a part of all these decisions. So with that, I just asked myself at that time, were you making this move so you could say that? Because when it was Todd Haley here, man, we all knew, bro, this ain't Coach Tomlin offense. This is Todd Haley's offense, man. In the discussion, when it was Randy Fichtner, we said, that's been offense. We get it. But now it's like, man, he legitimately gets to have his hand on this offense. He gets a chance to have that type of input to a certain extent. Now, we don't know the full level of it, but based on what he has told us publicly in the media, that he is involved. So I do think...
And then that's a legit criticism
absolutely.
On him thus far.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then it was like, hey, man, maybe you didn't, get it right with Canada, or maybe you're not as sharp as you think you are, in the sense of, I could take a guy who's not as qualified and develop him. Maybe that was the era. And if that's the case, well, yeah, man, we could point to that. But I guess, just long story short, I can just see why he could have went this route versus a more proven guy, knowing, kind of that backstory and stuff like that.
Fish momentum. Just got off work. Salute this family.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, next one. We got Camonier. It wasn't all on Canada, though. We had some nice plays. 4 drop picks killed us. And, of course, Kenny's late picks. I'm not worried. Season ain't over yet.
Yeah.
We did get our one win I was talking about in the next 3 games before the bye. We did get that.
Don't forget it. We just got it early. Don't forget it, though.
We did get it early. So if we toss these two, the Dolphins game and this Eagles one, it doesn't feel as good, right? Yeah. But I said 2-6 going into the bye, we can go on a run where we win the rest of the games, maybe only lose like 1 or 2. We're going to have a chance.
Yeah, and let me also tap in terms of the 4 drop picks. Did they kill you? Absolutely. They hurt.
Oh, the defense was phenomenal, though.
But hold on. I got you. The 4 drop picks kill you? Yes. The context of why. What was the expectations this season? It was never we're going to rely on our offense, whether it was going to be Mitch or a rookie quarterback, because outside of fans and media, nobody solely relies on rookies to come in here and be the end all be all. They can, but the likelihood of them consistently producing those type of results, man, is less than likely. It's less than an ideal situation. So typically with young quarterbacks, the objective is for your defense to play at an elite level. We've talked about our defense supposed to be playing elite this whole season. Now we understand TJ Watt getting hurt, that mixed it up a little bit, but let's not act like the expectation was for them to come out here and be the leaders. And they did play their part holding the Dolphins to 16 points, keeping both of those receivers under 100 yards, all those things 100%. But that is a good defense performance. The elite or the great, they capitalize. They get those turnovers, and that's how you get out of those stadiums. So it's not a negative for this defense, but it is we have a higher standard. We have a higher expectation for you guys specifically, and we know that you're capable of it. We're not asking them to come out here and do anything different. We're just saying the ones that actually hit you in the face, those are the ones that you have to come home with. You can't allow those, like you can't allow those because literally it's 2 red zone opportunities. That's a 10-point swing because they scored 1 touchdown, kicked the field goal on the other one, right? If I remember correctly.
Both field goals.
Both field goals. Okay. So, yeah. So, but those are 6 points right there. I was about to say, those matter, though, in terms of just
the other one, the Edmonds one, I think would have been field flipping.
Yeah. Yeah, because Sutton and Levi, they were the ones where they were like specifically in the red zone.
Sutton was right before half, and Levi was, I believe it was the one after Pickett threw the one to Claypool. Yeah. And then they ended up kicking the field goal.
But it's those
what was the other one? There was the Levi one.
The Levi and
where we got the ball back.
Edmonds had one, I thought.
Yeah, I think that was the field. I think that was in the middle of the field.
So because it was on. Levi I counted 4.
Levi had that one at the end of the game too.
Yeah.
Where we got the ball back.
Levi had 2, Cam Sutton had 1. Yeah, Levi had 2, Sutton had 1, and Edmonds had 1.
So that last Levi one was probably the only one that you could point to and say, like, that didn't kill us because they still punted it. Pickett got the ball, 2 minutes 30. Yeah. We just would have had a shorter field to deal with. But Pickett drove it down there, no problems, obviously.
But when you're talking about a defense, they are capable of that. Have we seen Cam Sutton get interceptions?
Dude, that was so bad. Now. That was so bad.
Like that was
so bad. So that was worse than anything Ike's ever done.
So my question is, are we asking the defense to do anything that they're not capable of?
No, it was so
we're not asking them to do anything. We're just simply saying, don't be a good defense. Be an elite defense. The elite defenses, they make those ones. We're not asking you to create the turnover. Just catch the ones that are there for you. That's the difference. So that's my biggest critique of them, along with the pass rush. 1 QB hit, we definitely want more of that. But as a whole,
Tua was getting the ball off fast as hell.
He definitely was. The defense, though, as a whole, they did their part.
Yeah.
It's just when we talk about the expectation, our expectation isn't, hey, man, play good, hold them here, and hope for the best. No, it's create turnovers. What we saw in Cincinnati, that's the expectation. And they're capable of that. Even last night, man. So, like I said, that was kind of like my thought with them, man. But defense still did what they were supposed to do. But they just have more on the bone for them.
I thought it was phenomenal. Just with how the game started out, how we were getting carved up, the adjustments that were made late in the first half. And then, if you're going to tell me, going into halftime, defense is going to give up 0 points.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Like, that was awesome.
No, I'm with you on that. Absolutely.
The third down stop. I think it was the first series or the second series coming out of halftime where they had a 3rd and short. Cam Hayward with a sick-ass tackle. Then Ogunjobi breaking it up on the 4th down. And we get the ball back.
How did you feel about their decision to go for it? Instead of kicking the field goal to go up 9.
Where were they at? Yeah, at that point, they're up 6. Yeah, you got to kick that field goal. Yeah. You really got to kick that field goal.
That was definitely,
those were terrible plays. Like, just running it right up the middle back-to-back times. I thought they were going to definitely pass on 4th down.
I'm like, it's got to go to Tyreek or Waddle. Like, that's all I was thinking. I'm like, that's the call you make. Like, I'm not a fan of, I get analytics. I get why you want to be aggressive, but that didn't make sense at all to me, man. But it gave us the opportunities to have 2 chances to go ahead and, take the lead and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just crazy to me. I'm just like, why are you doing that right now? You don't need to do that.
I thought they were going to go for it on 4th and short on their last series.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to. I'm happy they punted it back to us.
It made no sense in terms of you're aggressive here, but then, like you said, in that sense, oh, man. I was not a fan of it, though.
We got Kyle Monier also saying Big Ben would have won us that game. For real. #the return.
Is he coming back? Return it?
Well, I told you. Me saying bring back 7 or saying #the return, that's just more being pro Ben, supportive Ben. I'm still rolling with Pickett, man. I'm still rolling with Pickett, keeping the faith in him. So I don't want to be disrespecting Pickett. It's like this tough balance I'm trying to play right here.
Okay.
I'm supporting both.
Okay.
Supporting both.
You walking that's a very thin line, man.
Jeez. No, because I've been saying bring back 7 since.
But that was before Kenny was out there. Now when you say it, it's low-key like slander towards Kenny. It's
just more in support of Ben.
Think about if you're in a relationship with a new young lady, and I'm always like, bring back the old one. I want the old one. Bring her back. Deke, I like her better. It's going to be like, dang, man, like, dude, it don't hit the same, man. It's a little off,
No, the slogan was just already created, so we're just going to stick with it.
You just going to roll with it?
Yeah.
Deke, it's sabotage on the old one, Deke. Go back to the old one, man. Sabotage.
It's more about bringing awareness to the sabotage that took place against 7.
Okay.
And also explaining to the fans out there and the fake fans that Ben can still get it done.
All right.
That's what it's saying. That's what the message is.
All right.
But
I'm with it.
I'm also in support of Pickett. We're still rolling with
something like that, right?
Yeah, I've just been on top of this ever since the end of last season.
As long as you got it figured out, man, because
I got it figured out.
I'm over here. I'm lost in the sauce, man. I'm over here like, man, are we rooting for Kenny or are we rooting for 7 right now,
both.
man?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, bring back 7. I didn't mind what he just said. # the return. That's not a bad one.
Okay.
Not 7's fault. I like that one too.
Fair enough.
And for Kenny, yeah, we're just supporting him, man. He's the guy. He's been playing good. Just a couple mistakes.
Kenny we trust.
Yeah, Kenny we trust. I like that one too. The future is now. Ryan McPherson. What changes need to be made, whether staff, play styles, or players, in order for us to get back to playing authentic Steelers football? Receivers got to block more.
I mean, we can go down this list,
That's
man.
Steelers football.
Whether you're talking blocking, whether you're talking protecting the ball as well. Steelers don't turn the ball over. Whether you're talking play calls. I mean, all of that is on the table, and we've kind of laid all of that out. I guess the other question is more so what changes could be made now. I think that's specific what you're trying to talk about. And if it's that element of it, I don't think there's a lot of changes you're going to make in season outside of getting more in tune, more comfortable with the concepts and schemes they're asking them to do for those players to be more efficient and consistent. Like we said, man, we can point to nicely schemed up plays. We can point to nicely schemed up defense plays, man. We can show success in all the things that we're critical of with this team as a whole. But the big knock, and that's something that we keep talking about, is their lack of consistency. And lack of consistency isn't exclusively because a player isn't talented enough. It isn't because a player isn't smart enough. Sometimes it's simply that player isn't operating with enough detail. Other times it's effort, but you have to understand, like, it's not as simple as just, oh man, if I just make this move, because we kept saying how many times, right? Oh, it's quarterback. Switch quarterback on, everything be fine. And you would hear at least part of this show saying that, hey man, it's more than just a quarterback. This team has multiple issues, multiple things they're going to have to get through. We made the quarterback move, but these issues are still here. They're not going away in just a couple of weeks, in just one season. So, like I said, I wish I had a better answer for you, man, but that's, where we're at right now with this thing, man.
The only one could be you can Canada's ass at the bye and you make Mike Sullivan the OC.
But what does that accomplish, though?
I don't know. Right.
Like, what does that accomplish in the sense of, is that guaranteeing you that it's going to be a different result? Does that guarantee you that Kenny is never going to have a bad game? Does that guarantee you that these receivers are never going to have drop passes and everybody's going to execute to the highest level in the most effective and efficient manner? Does that guarantee you that Mike Sullivan is all of a sudden now a guy who, from my understanding, doesn't have a ton of experience calling plays? So the one guy who at least has some experience, we're going to pull him and say, hey, you with no experience or nowhere near the experience of this guy, come out here and do it better. We just talked about Matt Canada and if he's as qualified as he needed to be for this job. Now you want to do that type of move for a guy that has even more questions for that specific job. And then we want it to be, hey, we're going to win on top of that. I can't compute that personally. Maybe it's just me, though. It could just be me because, I'm like that sometimes, baby. Definitely like that.
Hunter Gaming. Yeah. I find it pretty funny that the fake fans are already calling KPA a bust. We have the pieces, just not executing at a high level as an offensive unit. We need Matt America.
What? Yo,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I was like, yo, it's Matt America.
Then he says, #sabotage8. I'm seeing that in the works right now. He's on to something with this sabotage.
Why did you call this man Matt America, bro?
No, we need Matt America. That's his alter ego.
What? How do y'all do this? Like, yo.
Matt America just slings the ball down the field. Hail Marys every play.
Yo, I want Matt America out here.
He just slings the ball to Pickens every play.
That's a heck of a take right there, man. That's gonna be on the website, bro. I got dog. How did the Hunter came in right there?
But he's right. The case for Sabotage 8 is starting to build a little bit. It ain't fully there. Sabotage 7 is just in a whole different
Matt
category.
America, though, will get on right, man. What in the world?
He would.
Yo,
yeah, no more jet sweeps.
America is who we need. Jeez. Y'all are funny, man. Y'all are funny.
That's a good one. All right, we got, and it's done joining the upper room.
And it's done. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Talking about in Mad America we trust.
Yep.
Like, bro, y'all funny. I like it. I like it, though.
CJ's...
Mad America, man. That's what we need, bro. Mad America. I'm rolling with it. I'm in there. I'm in there now, man. It's Mad America.
That's a great call. Yeah, seriously. That's what it is. It's all about just throwing up bombs to Pickens, spreading it out, letting Pickett throw for like 500 yards a game. That's the Mad America offense. That's what we need to do. And when we do run it, it's Naji up the gut, offensive lines, blocking good. And Najee's just stiff-arming and trucking over dudes. That's Mad America's offense.
That's the Mad America.
Yep.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
CJ's gamer tag. The couch QB's at it again with very little knowledge of basic football. I don't know why this one's got me laughing so hard. You can see that Kenny understands what's happening for the most part without the rookie mistakes. To move on from him is stupid. Thank you, CJ's gamer tag. Good take right there.
Like, there's no shortcut to success at the NFL level, man. Like, you just got to get in that grind, man. You got to get the details.
Kenny's got it, man.
You got to get the details, man.
I think he's already playing pretty well.
Man.
Let's just cut out some of those little mistakes.
Clean it up. Clean it up.
Seriously.
But mass changes is not going to clean that up. Mass changes makes it more difficult to clean it up because now he can't operate with great understanding for what we're asking him to do, man.
It's not a real conversation, right? It's just people just saying it. Well, there's no serious talk of us this. Putting in Mitch. Right? There's no way.
Not quarterback switch. I thought you were talking about Canada-wise. I was like,
Canada.
No, I was about to say because Coach Tomlin definitely said that. You know,
really?
The way not in this, but like how he worded it last week when they I forgot what they asked him. It was something along the lines of like, I'm good for now or something. But he was really clear in terms of like for now. It wasn't like a hey man, I have long term belief. It was really specific on the now part. Okay. So yeah, that's hey man, you be around Coach Tomlin long enough, yeah. Subtle words, you like okay, I got the message. I'm on alert.
Friends turn foes. Skydiving heck. KP8 should have been QB1 if we were going to put him in week 4. Lost all them reps with DJ Pickens and Chase. Hence the fact DJ and KP8 weren't on the same page in the last interception.
Well, and when you talk about the way that we made the decision to put him in there, this is a byproduct of that as well. You're absolutely right. Most of the time when you're talking about a young quarterback starting, they're going to get all the OTAs, all the mini camp reps, all the training camp reps with the ones. Shoot, Kenny wasn't even getting them with the twos for a large majority of it until they switched it. So that was why it was very surprising to see Coach Tomlin make the switch in game the way that he did. It was like, bro, this is not how you operate. This is not what you want to do in terms of doing the best situation to be successful. We already know it's a difficult task playing as a rookie in its own right, but now you're not even giving him a full offseason of being groomed to be the guy. Matt Canada specifically tailoring every play around him and his receivers, countless reps, all of that. So yeah, this is a part of it, and that is the disservice that the team kind of did to Kenny by putting him out there when they did. But the benefit for him is, you know, he don't get to think about it too much. Because that's the other part. Sometimes, man, you can overthink it and you get into this robotic mode of I have to operate a certain way because they're telling me I'm QB1 or because they say that this is how they operate. Right now, it's in season. Man, that dude, we pulling up the games, he ain't even in a suit just yet. Because he ain't got to be. He ain't thinking about like that. Bro, just play. I love it. It's like, man, when you're a rookie, man, and you haven't had time to know what you're supposed to know or not know what you're not supposed to know, who cares, bro? Do you? And that's kind of what he's doing right now. So I like that part. And that's one of the things when you say why you should believe in him or why you should feel more optimistic about him. It's like, man, this is not an easy situation to be thrown into.
He's overcoming the sabotage.
There is a ton of question marks around coaching staff and personnel in terms of the consistency part of it. But for him to still be coming out here and still being able to put together certain positive elements of his game in spite of everything that is going on, him as being a rookie, that is this part where it's like, nah, man, we're not excusing anything, but that is what you acknowledge in terms of when you're saying, can this guy do it? Do you have some of the foundation pieces? You can see some of that stuff. From my perspective.
For Christmas, do you want a Pickett jersey in white, black, or
man,
color rush?
Man, you sleep, bro. I'll put a Mason on, man. Stop it. Just could.
I think
just could.
Dude, welcome, dude. I'm liking this.
Like I said, I'm a context guy, and this is why. Think about how many times prior to Kenny starting, I was called the hater. I was the hater of the Kenny Pickett fan club. I was the anti.
You're liking what you're saying now, though.
No, I'm saying this. He's doing some positive stuff. We never said he was going to be a bad player. We just simply said that I'm not about to crown him as a Hall of Famer before he takes one snap. And now 4 weeks into the season, or 4 games for him, now you're talking about, not you, but people are like, yo, bench him, pull him, he's bad. Yo, who we drafting? Like, you know how many draft questions we get right now, bro? Hey, man, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud.
No draft questions today right now.
So far, so good, but we had him last night, bro. And that's why I'm just like, come on. Even this morning, I'm like, bro, what? Come on. It's like, yo, we ain't got to do this. But
they're bringing up quarterbacks too.
Come on, man. You know how they do.
I'm not going to say anything.
You're not surprised.
I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah, man. But I was the hater. So it's like, man, all right, I'm a context guy, man. Through and through. I stick with that, man. You either going to love it or you going to hate it. But to me, I'm just going to say what I got to say. I'm that dude that's like, dang, man, I probably shouldn't say this, Deke. Deke, this is probably not going to go over well with the masses, but I can't help myself. I'm going to say it. That's just me, man.
What about the 1970s block jersey? That'd be kind of cool in the 8.
It would be.
You want that?
It would be dope. But no, I do
size
not
XL. Double X?
I'm actually good on that. No, thank you. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. In fact, man, I'm so good. Let's pay a bill real quick. Can we pay a bill real quick, Deke, man?
Sure.
Because y'all know what's in the bottom screen today, huh? In terms of who this show is brought to you by.
Yeah.
One of our favorites, DraftKings Sportsbook. The leaders when we talk about sports books, when we talk about top-rated apps, when you're talking about safe, secure, reliable payment, when you're talking about just same game parlays, futures, in terms of bets, wagers, stuff like that. Man, it's a lot that you can really, deep dive into and make some compensation off of, or at least have the opportunity to make some compensation off of. But then on top of that, with DraftKings, they do got an awesome promo code going on, man. When you first download that app, because, some people out there, they've never done this before, Deke. It's their first time. You remember your first time.
Yep.
We all remember our first time. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. But either way, when it's your first time on DraftKings, make sure you use the promo code Moats. So when you make that first little $5 deposit, you're going to get a cool $200 right for you to use on the app. Make some more potential money. Okay? So shout out to DraftKings for that. But we also understand, Deke, that not everybody can have fun and control themselves. We understand, Deke, that not everybody knows how to turn it off once they take that first leap.
Discipline's a great skill to learn.
It is. It definitely is, man. And for some people, you'll see on the screen right now, it's a number that you could call or text, depending on where you're located at. For my New Yorkers out there, you see the text. But for everybody else, you know what you got to do. You got to call 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better call. Call 1-800 1-800-111 888 And back to regularly scheduled programming.
That brought a tear to my eye. That was really good.
Man, I appreciate you. Blame it on the glasses, bro. Yeah, it's the blue light. Just trying to be cool.
How does it help with the singing?
I think it helps a lot, man. I felt like I was back in church. I was ready to kick my leg up. Oh, glory. Now let me tell you about that chapter.
Because the glasses signify that you're going to get deep into the Bible.
Absolutely.
You're there to learn.
Studies do show that people that wear glasses are perceived to be smarter. They're perceived to be
I believe it.
Better teachers. So I'm just trying to give it a try real quick, man. That's all. Let me see what the chat says. If they were in agreement.
Well, Trina Steele Diva says I was singing the song last night.
Oh, hey now. There it is.
It must be a good song if you got people in the chat singing it.
I like it, man.
And that was how many days removed since last we did a podcast?
Come on, man.
DraftKings read.
Come on, man.
Must be catchy.
All right. Denise Rang. My wife just walked in and said, really? The F wrong with this guy? Oh, man, it sounds like she loves my music. All right, shout out.
Night Rider 16 says the dogs are barking.
There it is. Ramel Edwards says that song equals the Steelers offense. It's a classic. I see you, baby. I like We Elite. All right. Leah Warren. You know Leah. Shout out to Leah. She down in Killeen, Texas. You know how she pull up. She says, no, Moats. Put that one in retirement. No, man. She's saying come out of retirement. You got to hang it up in the rafters. It was so perfect. I'm with you on that,
might be
man.
Opposite day.
There it is. 91 Woo. He says that's how you lose a sponsor if you don't sing it that way, baby. Because when you sing it that way, they like that. You better believe that. Oh, and this is the one right here.
That was part of the negotiations, right?
Oh, 100%.
They said you must sing it like that.
They say, if you don't add the octave changes at the end. They said if you don't take it back downtown, if you don't go back down to the south one time, okay, when we have a revival week. Now, Deke, let me tell you about the revival. Ha! Okay, that's when it's church on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's like multiple of them services. And you just be like, mama, dad, why I got to keep coming here? I'm churched out right now, baby. It's a revival. You going to get this Jesus today and tomorrow and the day after that glory.
Sounds like some PTSD, huh?
It happens, bro. I've been in a lot of church services. I've seen a lot of preachers, bro.
Fisher Momentum says ambition would be proud, Moats.
It is.
Probably the highest compliment you can get.
Bro, I feel legendary. The fact that ambition would be proud, man, that means a lot to us. Shout out to you, Official Momentum, and to Ambition the Kid as well.
Okay, back to the super chat.
Yes.
We just keep rolling with this.
Yes, absolutely, man. But no, they down for it, man. Hey, man, salute y'all, man. And Steelers Girl 517, Trina Studio. They about the revival week, man. They hip. Yeah, revival week, get it in, man.
Okay. We got Kyle Monier saying, I really hope we bring back Terrell Edmonds next year.
Ooh,
that might have been one of his best games yesterday.
Absolutely, man. Pass-wise, run game-wise, that was a major play right there. You saw it was supposed to be a double, too, man. It's hard to have two-man help on a guy like that. I'm like, ooh, cha.
Tua may have underthrown a tad, but
don't you go there.
Edmonds was with him for the most part.
He was. No. Edmonds did what you're supposed to do. Most guys are arrogant and they're going to look back and act like they're going to make a play on the ball. Edmonds said, nope, I'm going to put my head down and run as fast as I can.
You could have maybe added that one to the pick list.
Absolutely. But it's like, no, Edmonds did what he's supposed to, because if Edmonds slows down in any capacity and that throw is like could have been better, that is a difference, when you're talking about those type of details. But Edmonds understanding who he is in that moment, hey, man, he's not Minkah Fitzpatrick. So don't try to be Minkah. Do what you know how to do. Go up there and disrupt this play. And if he does make the catch, you're going to tackle the catch. But if you look back and you lose even more ground, that separation is there. Now you're asking, okay, Tyreek catches this. Are you going to be able to turn your head back around and maybe get him? Or do you miss him completely? So, yeah.
He's won over the chat.
He's definitely been doing his name, though,
Phantom
man.
TV says Edmonds won me over yesterday.
He's definitely doing his name, man.
We got Jim Himes saying Edmonds playing well all year.
And I just like the fact that
I agree.
Edmonds specifically, remember, we've been called the Edmonds apologists at times, or the Edmonds supporters, because we're fans of what he's been able to do. Obviously, he's the homie in terms of the show and stuff like that as well, but every year he keeps getting better. That's the one constant with him, man. When we said it was ball skills, he started to get turnovers. Now we're talking about the coverage element even more. And if we would have told you he was going to have a big time play breaking up a pass downfield one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, we'd have been like, man, get out of here. But that's where he's at now. Like, he is able to start making more plays. Now, it's not perfect across the board, but that productivity from him, man, is definitely felt. So I'm with you, man.
Well, no one's perfect across the board, because we still see some hiccups from Minkah from time to time. But now Terrell Evans is like making plays.
That's the difference. Yeah, it's
you're no like seeing him jump out on the screen.
Yeah, it's productivity with it.
And did you? I know we hate PFF, but did you see their rating for him?
No, I did. I definitely did. They respected him.
Number 6.
Yeah, they
out of all the
respected
safeties
him.
right now this season. Come on,
dude. Showed him some respect right there, man.
Yeah, that's some good shit. All right, we got Micah Hemp saying MFers on Space Talk,
bro. Like,
talking about a top 5 pick.
I can't make this
Draft
up, bro.
Bryce Young. We need Trevor.
Can't make this up.
Kenny has no elite skills. WTF is wrong with y'all?
That's what they
ran
roll,
Mitch
bro.
out of town. Now y'all can't handle the growing pains with Kenny. SMH.
Salute
I told you about the fake fans.
No, salute you, Micah Hemp. That was definitely like, I can't make this up, bro. Last night, I'm like, are y'all really to that? I had to serious, like, because it was like, yo, he has no elite traits, and I'm like, okay,
I don't know.
But no, but
let me know when Bryce Young makes that pass to Proudman yesterday.
This is my thing, though. I was like, I don't care about the elite traits. I care about the productivity, because elite traits. Ryan Leaf had elite traits. Jamarcus Russell elite traits. Zach Wilson a year ago had elite traits. Trevor Lawrence elite traits. Justin Fields elite traits. All these guys have elite traits.
Brady, a 6th-round pick.
Right, but it's like Brady. Not a lot of elite traits. Drew Brees, to an extent, not a lot of elite traits.
A 4th-round pick.
Elite traits. You know
he needs to be better, but
true. But just in the context
he's
of
like
it,
a top 12 quarterback.
So what we're saying is that whole elite traits narrative, man, is tired. No one cares about what your traits are. I want to see, can you go out here and produce in these moments? Can you execute under pressure? Can you do what you're supposed to do every single time? And that's the difference right now, man. But to act like Kenny 4 games in, you can make that hard of a stance. And this is not direct to Mike, because Mike is on our side with this. But this was like for the people that are like, after 4 games, really trying to rate the dude off. I'm like, bro, how do you get to that level of such a hard take on Kenny in such a short span of time? It's like, man, I can say if he's had 4 games where he started and played from start to finish, and 4 of them, like, dude, 2 of them he played a half of football in. 2 games of the 4, a half. I'm just like, man, this is he has a lot that he's gonna go through, a lot where he's gonna show us what he can and what he can't do. But to act like we know definitively after 4 games, to me, is just premature, man.
I think outside of a couple of these,
and no, I'm not in the Kenny club. I'm just throwing it out there for those of you that might keep thinking it. No, I'm not in the club.
Welcome.
All right. Not.
You are more than welcome.
I am not in it. No. And no, I'm not in Mitch's club. I'm not in nobody's club. I'm by myself.
Bandwagon's open for the Kenny club. The Ben bandwagon was closed, I think, after that Aaron Rodgers game. So I don't know if you were able to get on at that point.
Well,
I closed it.
I was in a different car with him. I was good, man. Yeah. We're in the, hey man, we in the locker together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm a part of that lock arms. I told you, I done been a part of the cogs on the Will speech. Moats, you got it, bro. I got you, 7. You know what you need from me today, 7. What you need? Like, I done been in that thing. I done looked him in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different level.
No, and I think everything we've seen from Pickett thus far has been mostly positive, outside of some of these little hiccups. Mm-hmm. But those we're chalking up to just inexperience, if anything. Yeah. Some of the throws, the accuracy I'm seeing, command of the offense, the audibles, being a leader, like, that's all there, man. I think Pickett's going to be good. I mean, you're hearing Romo and Collinsworth talk very glowingly about him, so I don't give a shit what the stats are saying.
Yeah, and even when you, like, for me, I'm just a big tape guy. When I watch him on tape, when I watch him when he's getting pressured, he understands where to go with the ball. He's really calm in terms of his mannerism, in terms of how he goes about doing it. He's not really erratic. He never looks rushed or hurried, which is not the case with a lot of young players. Typically, young, inexperienced players, man, it doesn't matter how old you are. Brandon Weeden was 28 years old when he got in the league. Man, you could hurry him up with some, hey, man, just blitz him. Yeah, but with Kenny, that's not the case, man. And that's the maturity part. That's the part where you hang your hat and you say, this is what you build upon. But to act as if after, you know, like I said, 4 games, man, it's just an end-all, be-all. That's the part that's crazy to me.
How often do you have a dude like Von Miller who's been in the league for, 12, 13 years, and he's obviously a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, to at least say, like, he's the type, he's the type of dude. He's not going to just be talking anyone up, especially a rookie quarterback in his debut.
And not just that, but after the fact.
Sure.
Beforehand, you're going to say whatever you got to say to keep it, you know, to not give bulletin board material. Unless that
was when he was on the Twitch stream.
Right, but it's like even post-game, man, we don't care about going back to talk about them dudes like that. But for him, it's like, nah, man, he still went out of his way on his own platform to kind of highlight that, man. So, yeah, when you talk about veteran players or guys taking respect or taking notice to him, yes, but it's also a difference for players versus fans and media. Fans and media will love a player and crown a player solely because of their feelings towards him. for players, veterans, alumni, man, you got to earn that, bro. You got to show, because think about how many players are in the draft each and every year. Think about how many first-round draft picks come through your team each and every year. We can go down the laundry list of guys even here that have never panned out. But how many of those guys, when they got drafted, were crowned, right? They're the savior. They're going to do everything perfect. So as players, man, we just get tired of that. And that's why a lot of us is like, no, man, until a rookie comes in and proves that he is that guy, we're not going to believe it. Now, when he shows it, great, but he has to show it more than one game, more than a half, more than 2 games, more than, he did it for 5 games, great. It's like, no, bro, I need to see a year of this. I need to see 2 and build it. That's the biggest difference. But I do think that is also why, us former players at times do come under a little bit more fire with that, because that is a little bit of the disconnect in terms of it takes longer for us to believe in these players, whereas for you guys, not you guys in a negative sense, but just in the difference of non-player parts, it's just a lot easier for you guys to just fall in love with these guys because of the emotion. And I get it.
Let's go, UW. No. Sorry. Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen. Yep.
Matt Canada is just too inconsistent. He calls too many cute plays that kill the drives. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. And he keeps trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a criticism, and that makes sense.
I don't want Gentry screens 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's like, I get some of the change-up stuff that he tries to do, but at that particular part of the game, man, the running game was effective. You could still move the ball that way. Absolutely. You don't have to do that. Yep.
Let's go, UW. Matt Canada needs to go. I would rather us use the playbook from Tech Mobile than whatever Canada has. He needed to be gone last year.
Yeah, that is funny.
Playbook I'm using in Madden's pretty good.
Is it Tech Mobile playbook for you as well? What you got, man?
I got a nice playbook. I got trips wide. I got 3 receivers lined up.
You running that college offense on Madden, man? What you doing, man?
No. It's not
you 5 wide all the time,
I don't.
man.
Only on occasion. When dudes are running zone on me, cover 3, I'll light them up with 5 wide.
Okay.
Just hit them with the seams up the middle. Yeah. I got Plaxico. I got Hines Ward now.
Shout out to the crib, Plax. Let's get it.
I lay some passes in there, man. There's some really professional passes out there. I don't even think the Madden pros can make some of the daring passes I do.
For sure. I always laughed with that. He was like, yo, man, it can't be that hard for Matt Canada. Just run 5 wide every time. I'm like, bro, there's so much that goes into this stuff, man. It's a lot.
No, but I like some shotgun bunch formations. There's one where it's tight. You got the 2 receivers on one side, receiver tight end on the other, just all bunched into the line. And then the one I was talking, this is probably my favorite. It's just the 3 receivers to one side, tight end lined up on the right side.
Isolate him on the back side. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the best of Brady and Gronk.
You could read man coverage like that. Or you could audible, do all these things.
The Jimmy Graham with the Saints. Anybody that has like a stud at tight end. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of Madden, in all seriousness, how far away do you think you are from like being able to be like a professional gamer? Like with some of these like guys who are signed to the different like E teams
like
and stuff.
Tournament?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Or even like the Pittsburgh Knights, right? I think that's what the E team here is called.
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good. I do feel like I'm pretty decent. The thing is, I'm never gonna sell out because I'm not gonna turn over to the God Squad and sell my soul. I'm just running with the Steelers team.
Is that how they do it? Because I don't follow.
Oh yeah, they have the best players. For the ultimate team.
Because I seem like with the Call of Duty and stuff, and I'm like, I get how that element works, and that's like a different beast. But I'm like with the Madden players, like, yeah,
they got the best players in the game.
See, I thought they had y'all just like play like with like regular teams. It's like, yo, who's just nicer?
They might have that, but there is an actual Ultimate Team professional mode too. Okay. I think it's called the MCS. I don't know if they have regs professionally.
Yeah,
Ultimate Team's so popular right now.
Got you.
It's such a
like
popular
with duty,
feature.
I'm like, man, when you run across like the people that do it professionally, like I feel like I'm nice on duty until I play with like the dudes that do it, and you're just like, bro,
it's probably similar.
What?
If I spent 8 hours of my day every day for a month or so, I think I could get to a decent level.
Okay,
I really do. But again, I'm outmatched. I should be like 10-point underdog going into every one of these matchups in Ultimate Team. Because I rock with integrity. I have 100% Steelers team.
And I want to shout you out for that, too. Because when I be on duty, bro, I get pissed as well at times. Because people would definitely pay for everything that they need. And I'd be like, I'm not
opposed to paying. I just want to pay for my Steeler cards. That's all.
I pay enough. But I'm like, I don't want to do all this. I don't want to pay what I got to pay to get. I just want to like organically open this stuff up. But the new duty is coming out on Friday, baby. I'm trying to hold on.
I didn't want to do early screenshots and videos. It looks really real.
Yeah, dude. It's fire. Oh, my gosh.
What's the setting for it?
It's Modern Warfare 2, so it's going to be the modern setting now instead of like
so World War 3.
Essentially, yeah. Like you might see airplanes, you might see it on U.S. soil, might be in Russia, like that type of context. It is dope though how they do with the video games to take you to the different like time frames and leaving like the guns and the outfits and just like how they move. You like, dang.
When's that? This week?
That's Friday, yeah. Because they did like the early access.
You locking in all weekend then?
Oh yeah, I already told wifey. I was like, look, babe. Yeah, when Friday hit, don't worry about me. All right. I'm going to have my little blue lights on. And I'm going to have, whatever needs to be around. And, yeah, I'm not planning on sleeping for a couple days. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be one of them ones. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, at least for you. I'm not gonna play, but like I know a lot of my friends play.
Bro,
it's like a holiday weekend.
It's
for the gamers that do.
Like even when I was playing in Buffalo before, like the digital platforms, like now you can do that. I don't have to wait in line. Like I remember in Buffalo,
I miss those days.
Like I remember in Buffalo, man. Me and a couple of the homies, like, bro, look. Duty is dropping at this time on this day, bro. And we were right around the corner from the GameStop. Like, bro, I'm gonna drop you off up there. We gotta get this. Let's get it. Like facts, man. Facts. Yeah.
That's something this generation's missing out on.
Like I
used to do that for some Madden releases too. Go to Best Buy
because
or Walmart.
if you didn't, like you weren't gonna get that game, bro. Absolutely, man. Or you'd have to wait. Yeah. So for me, man, I was like, I love the convenience now, but I do miss that nostalgia though of like, yo, we gotta drop. Hey, 12 o'clock. Let's go. It's dropping. Get in line at 8. You can't wait till midnight to get in that line now. It's gonna be a line.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a line. But yeah, man.
Yeah, you'll be there till like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the ultimate would be if I could become a professional player with the 100% Steelers team though. That'd be dope. That's major respect right there. That's putting on for the city. Let's go. Maybe one day. But I'd have to put it. It's almost like the golf conversation. I feel like I'd have to put a ton of time in. I know what a lot of the pros do. Mm-hmm. People know what they do, but I think it really comes down to like adjustments too. And then, I mean, as stupid as it sounds, it goes hand in hand with football. Like you got to be able to read and react with these pros because they're doing everything to try to throw you off with disguises and it's video games, but still it can get intense. You could even see it in some of these pro matchups. It's like just in the margins, like one dude makes one mistake on one play, that could be the game.
That's difference.
Dude's able to pull off a bomb for a touchdown.
Shoot, I know that's how it is in Duty, man. When you get to trying to get out there or something like that, get the dumping and you miss the button and you're like, oh Lord, be pissed. Absolutely.
Chris Wade. Love the defense right now. Can't wait for TJ. Yep.
Facts, man. We're going to see. This is the week where they could open up his 21-day window for the return. So we'll see on Wednesday, what happens with that potentially. Because that would be dope, man, if, he is able to come back. I personally don't think that's the case this week, but we're going to leave it open now because this is technically the week where they're the first week, at least for him, where he's at least able to have that window opened.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
I just want him to play it smart.
Yeah.
If he feels like he's good to go, he's like, 100%.
Yeah.
So be it. We'll take him against the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him I don't want him out there if he is available.
He's missed enough time.
I would agree.
Let's go, UW. Glad our cornerbacks aren't receivers because their hands are just for decoration. Especially Mollett. What did Mollett do yesterday?
No, he was a couple. It was first quarter for him where he had a couple of passes where he was in great position, and they literally was just he didn't get his
flat
head
out
around.
drop one.
Yeah, he didn't get his head around.
Yeah, right.
His ball skills were very questionable.
The trend of our CVs not being good enough continues. Man.
Nah, shout out to the homie Mollett. And no, we can't act like they weren't good enough because show me where Tyreek took off and took over this game. Show me where Jalen Waddle took over this game. Show me where Mike Gesicki took over this game. None of them dudes did. They had their moments in the first quarter, but after that, it was a ton of, all right, you pick up your 10 here, but we're going to tackle the catch and we're going to move on. And then after that, we talked about how it got to a point where Tyreek wasn't even like a factor at one point. It was like, man, where is he even at, so to speak, man? So the DBs, they did do what they're supposed to do. They just didn't give us the cherry on top, which is the turnovers. But that's not for a lack of effort. I don't know if it's effort or if it was opportunity. Because some of them, I'm like, are you for real right now? Like the one that Cam Sutton, that's the one. I'm just like, bro, that
was like the Mike Evans.
I'm like, bro,
drop.
what you doing right here, bro?
It
like
was so
like
easy.
You lollipop that. That was like, catch. Yeah, yeah. So our DBs are all right. They just got to catch better. But they're not leading the league in picks anymore. But for a while, I mean, you think about how many turnovers we were generating. Like, like our DBs actually can catch. They actually can. It was just I don't know what they got into down in Miami, man. Yeah.
They've dropped some other ones throughout the season as well.
They definitely have.
The picks could even be more. Yeah. We could probably be up in the 11 or 12
because we know Sutton has dropped a couple. Yep. We talked about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sutton could have like 5 or 6 picks
he's dropped a couple.
He's
made some ones, but he's dropped some.
I think Minka's dropped 1 or 2 as well. Mm-hmm. Kamonier. Defense deserves some credit. They played a solid game. They'll fix the drops. Held them to 16 and should have made 4 turnovers. Shout out Devin Bush. Number 55.
No, absolutely, man. 5-5 doing his thing right now, man. He's playing more consistent.
How about that coverage on Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, the coverage looked good, but also playing downhill in the run game is looking better for him, man, and just being more decisive. Like I said, even when he does something that's not ideal or something that isn't the best decision, the fact that he's doing it decisively and he's doing it with great effort and intensity, that's what's making up for it. That was the big difference for him a year ago. He still would make mistakes, but the intensity, the effort wasn't always there, so it brought into question a lot surrounding him, whereas now, it's easy for the coach up, hey, man, just don't backdoor this play, versus, hey, why are you laid out your stance, not in a hurry to get over here, and you backdoor it? So that's the context right now, so he's definitely improved, and he's definitely been making a lot more productive plays also, man, so big time salute to him, man.
We got blessed on that one play. Spillane was out there. On the running back?
Tua, but that's a Tua throw.
I think he just missed the running back. I mean, it hit off his hands,
but Spillane did. But no, think about it in this context. That's in terms of the linebacker on a matchup like that. Your job is to make the throw have to be perfect and make the catch have to be perfect. We're not DBs. Spillane's not a DB, but the difference is you don't have to worry about Spillane blowing that coverage. Spillane is going to always have, the call set, the technique right. The ability is the question, right? Is he fast enough to match up with that? But that's what you want. You want to make that guy have to execute. Make that guy have to make that throw perfect. And you ask yourself, how many times can he make it? Now, some of these guys, if it was Mahomes, it's different. Mahomes, hey, man, he going to make that throw 9 out of 10 times. Tua, maybe it's 5 out of 10. Maybe it's 3 out of 10. We don't know, but we know it's a lot harder for him to make that, turns of that touch pass versus if you are on top of this thing and now he's either back short or some of the other type of stuff,
One of the things I realized from yesterday's game, going back to Tua, Miami loves him.
Oh, of course.
It goes back to what we were saying after that 3-0 start.
Yep.
He's like the guy for that team for whatever reason. Maybe because of the hate that he got the whole offseason, hate he's been getting since he got to the NFL. But they absolutely love him down in Miami.
Yeah.
Absolutely does. So, he's the leader that team needs. I just don't think it's going to be enough. No. Yeah. Long term, it's just not going to be enough. Brian Costello, thank you for this one.
Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to you, Brian. I know we greatly appreciate you, man.
First time super chatter, long time listener. You guys are awesome. Love the way you break down the complexity of the collective parts working together. Just wanted to throw some positivity y'all's way on a sad Monday.
No, man, we definitely appreciate you, man. And thanks for acknowledging some of that complexity, man. Not everybody is fans of that. We do want quick fixes. But sometimes, unfortunately, things aren't able to be quick fixes, man. But as long as we hit bonded together, man, that makes it better because we can all have a better understanding of said situation.
Let's go, UW. Man, our defensive line without TJ is unacceptably bad. I thought they played good. 1 QB hit, 0 sacks, lone hit by Reed. Seems like the defense can either stop the run or rush the passer, but not at the same time without TJ. Like I said, I think Tua was getting the ball out pretty quick, and I was just more impressed with us stopping the run because they were gashing us early on.
Yeah, but part of that was by design. Part of that was we're going to see if you can beat us this way versus us trying to stop this run and packing this box and allowing you to have better options on the outside. If that's the case, it's like, man, I would much rather you run that ball and we play that game versus, hey, man, we're going to be lights out against this run early on. And now, we playing the game of who's going to make this stop, who's going to come up. Are we getting lucky today or are they going to be on today? So part of that was there. The other part was going back to what I was talking about with the linebacker play, just in terms of some of the runs, the fits were just off. Backdooring versus going over top. Not new. It didn't happen as often, but that still does happen. And when that happens, that's how you get some of these runs that spit, especially Edmonds. Edmonds had a couple of those ones on not Terrell Edmonds, but Chase Edmonds, their running back. He had a couple of ones where it was literally just a guy backdooring the play. If he goes over top, fights a little bit harder, he makes that play, or he makes it cut back, and it's just going to be more cavalry there. One decision, but the difference is that decision being made on defense, it doesn't kill you because you got a safety that can get it on the ground. If that's the quarterback making that, that's an interception or that's a fumble. It's like, whoa, man, what is this, dude? Is he not ready? So just once again, that context, but that was a part of the running game too.
Yeah. Oh, I forget what I was going to say. I wanted to follow up with that. But to his point, I mean, it's clear we're still missing TJ.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
It ain't the same having Malik Reed out there compared to TJ. But I feel like the defensive line's been holding up enough. Front seven in general. I like how they played yesterday. I like how they played the last 2 games.
Yeah, statistically, would you want more productivity in terms of QB hits, in terms of sacks? Yes. It's kind of like the conversation of our points per game. Do we want more scores? Yes. But we still are doing positive things in certain elements. And that's the thing with both of this offense and defense. You know, what we're talking about specifically, it's like, yeah, defense in terms of the D-line still did some positive things. Part of that was Tua getting the ball quick. Absolutely. I would also say the other element was they did have better players out there at tackles this week. Terran Armstead, he was able to come back, and then they, instead of putting Greg Little out there, they was like, yeah, we're going with Brandon Shell. And he was a lot better than Greg Little. So I thought that helped out too.
Mateo Zagara. Hire the QB coach from the Rams or the 49ers to be our OC. Yeah, maybe you just pick from the McVay or Shanahan tree.
Hey, man. You needed Jimmy G. Y'all don't want to believe in Jimmy G. He's the only one that got me an L yesterday, too, on my picks. Just know.
Why am I so bad?
That was the only one. And that
I
was
think
the one.
My goal is, I actually think my goal should
I
be
didn't
to
even
go
want to pick that
over
one, bro.
on my picks, because maybe the
Even want
opposite.
remember, I didn't even want to pick that game either, bro. I said those are my 2 that I don't like to pick. I don't like to pick against Mahomes. I don't like to pick against Jimmy G. And for a while, I was holding true for both of them dudes.
Had the worst possible outcome in the Ravens game. They don't cover for our picks.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Because if the Browns win, that helps our chances for the AFC North.
Yeah.
My God.
It was a bad day.
Falcons get blown out by the Bengals. Weren't they missing some people, too? Broncos are missing Ross.
Remember, Falcons always cover, too.
Terrible.
I looked, there was one point.
Falcons were missing some people on defense.
I saw that choice said Jamar Chase 8 for 130. He's 8 for 1. Tyler Boyd. I was like, yo, god dang.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was a good week for me right there, man. It did feel good. And shout out to them Jets, man. Shout out to the Jets. I was nervous too with that one because I was like,
I was gonna try to call it off because Russ wasn't playing, but I was just like, ball don't lie. Maybe they're better without him.
No, and I looked at it like
at least for this game.
Well, because I thought the same thing, but I said the same way on my end. I had a Washington Commanders game with Taylor Highland and Heineke, and I was like, man,
That actually helped them.
It actually did, but that's why I did not call it off because I'm like, you know what? If I got to deal with Heineke, you got to deal with Ripien. Yeah, you got to deal with him. All right. So yeah, shout out.
I'm so bad.
Shout out to Heineke.
I honestly think my goal this week is going to be pick losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pick losses.
Hold on. You know the one, I don't think we did. I can't remember if we did this.
I think I'm going to win because I'm going to pick losses. I'm going to fade myself. I'm going to fade my own picks.
That's yep. Because I'm trying to see. I can't remember if we did this one or not. We did not. I started to hit you too, though, with Gino.
Yeah, what were we going to do with that?
Okay, because remember,
they play?
That's Chargers.
I know you played
Herbert.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but I even thought
I was going to. I mean, that could have been another one for me. Yep.
When I saw it, I was like, yo, this is one of the ones that I didn't even want to touch, but that's crazy. Yeah, man, maybe you just got bad luck right now, bro.
I'm on a bad run.
Yeah.
Definitely on a bad run.
You'll bounce back, though, next year.
We'll see. Like I said, my strategy might be to try to fade myself here. Yaheem Johnson. What are the odds of Canada getting fired next week and Ben becoming the OC? I'd say 0. And you thinking adding Calvin Austin will change anything for the offense? It could help.
Yeah, I think Austin to help, but kind of what we broke down in terms of why we haven't seen him just yet. It's a lot of question. Now, if I remember correctly, this is the decision week for him also. So not only are we looking to see if we're going to activate TJ Watt's return window, we also got to see what we're going to do in terms of Calvin Austin this week, that they do have to make that decision. I think it's Friday. Either Friday or Saturday, they got to make that decision in terms of if they're going to keep him on the active roster or are they going to put him on injury reserve for the rest of the year. I'm hoping that, he's picked this thing up. And he's
you have to at least just activate him.
Yeah.
Do you have to play him this week? No, but you got to activate him. I think just for that speed, dude, just to have for the rest of the season.
Well, I mean, we talked about this. We have.
Just send him on verts at least. At least.
With Dre Archer, I'm just serious question. With Dre Archer, remember when he was here, right? And he had the same elite speed and stuff like that. Would you have kept dressing him every game, even when it got to the point where it was like, yo, he's not really being productive or effective to that extent anymore?
Wait, but can't you just activate him?
Yeah, but no, but you
cannot dress him.
But by activating him, who are you taking off of your 53-man roster?
Well, we know what the easy answer is.
I'm listening. Because Gunner got us out the stadium. He ain't turned it over yesterday. Is it Mason?
No.
Is it Mitch?
We know who it is.
Who is it? Green?
Yeah.
Can you Green? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the one. All right.
So what are we doing with? We'd have to send him back to the practice squad. Is what you're saying? Green.
Yeah, you would have to cut him off of your 53-man roster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure, man, we could play the game of. Now, I don't think he has a crazy robust market. You know what I mean?
But I just don't think the Steelers are going to do that, given he was a third-round pick.
A year ago, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. Is there anyone else then that's just like an easy target?
That's what I'm trying. Because you can't put him on that roster without taking somebody off that roster.
The thing with Calvin Austin to Dre Archer, I know this is probably just more of a
and it was mostly just
broad
the speed
example.
Element of it. Yeah.
I mean, Calvin Austin, I think, can actually like play receiver though in the pros. Now we haven't seen it just yet, but we saw.
But people were pretty high on Dre coming out. Remember
the route running that Austin showed though, because we were trying. Dre Archer was a little more of a project.
Yeah, but he was a third-round draft pick as well. He was supposed to be like this dude. Come on, man. We not going
that route running with Calvin Austin.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm with you. Archer was more of a project. Like we're bringing him in. He's got the speed. Let's see if he can convert. Austin, I think he's got that dog in him.
Based on what though?
College, but I would at least like to see what he could do this year because of that speed.
I do too. I want to see what he is. But all I'm saying is I don't
want to get rid of someone
him solely for the sake of activating him if he's not ready for this. That's all. And when you talk about how much time he has missed, OT, not full OTs, but training camp, and how much of the season in terms of practice time, in terms of those reps, the same reps we just talked about with Kenny Pickett, right? And we're like, dang, man, what if he was getting all those reps? What if he was getting all this? Calvin hasn't got that. He missed a lot of training camp. He missed these first couple of weeks because he was on injured reserve. Yeah. You cannot practice with the team on injured reserve. So where is he at in his development, regardless of what he might say verbally? It's like, man, if I'm this coach and we're already trying to figure out our situation right now, as we broke down, do you want to insert something new in here where it might create its own set of problems? Because he is not just inexperienced in this offense, but he's also a rookie. So he's going to have his regular rookie stuff, but then he's also going to be, hey, man, do you actually know this on this type of level?
Yeah, it's
the give and take, and you got to do it every week too. Because once you make him active, you're not gonna go back and say, "Hey, man, I cut you last week, man, for this dude. I'm gonna bring you back and I'm gonna put him on IR." Nah, it's not gonna work like that. Once you make that move, you make the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a moot point if the coaches aren't really thinking about him in a serious way for the second half of the season. Because if they aren't, then I guess you just sit him. But if they do have intentions of playing at some point, just please activate him. Please.
But we're gonna find out. Like I said, it has to happen this week, man.
And I hope they are thinking about playing him.
Yeah, and if he's ready,
somehow.
And that's
we're talking about these jet sweeps. Yeah. Well, I mean, he would be a good guy to have on the jet sweeps. I
agree. It's like, man, if
he could at least do that.
I'm like, man, if in any way, shape, or form, Matt Canada feels like this dude is ready, man, you activate this dude. Like the speed is there. This is part of the reason why you drafted him. The excitement was there. We saw some of the stuff that he was able to do early on in OTAs, minicamp. But I could understand at the same time, just from a professional standpoint, why they could be a lot more hesitant. That's all. The fan to me is like, yo, play it.
I get you.
But the professional side, I'm like, I get it. I do, man.
Yeah, whole nother wrinkle. Roger Peavy. Matt Canada don't know when to call plays. That tight end RB flip option he called twice is perfect for when we need a yard or two, not 8. He called it twice, and both times we got 2 yards. Our offense is predictable.
He definitely did, bro.
Yeah, just not.
And some of us like don't overthink it.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 plays. I'm just like,
you don't have to overthink it, man.
Literally, what are we doing?
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Joe Gerbis, hey Moats and Deke. Honestly, I don't think we can trust our run game. The boys don't look like they want it enough, or they aren't ready. I didn't mind the run game yesterday when we actually just ran normal run plays. Funny
thing, man, when we actually commit to running 21 personnel, 2 backs, tight end, in terms of Naji or Jalen with Derek Watt and a tight end on the field, whether it's Gentry or a Fryer move. Man, our run game is a lot more effective. But that's it limits you also when you stick with your big body personnel group. And just in terms of some of the explosiveness, some of the multiple sets, shifts, and motion that they like to run under Matt Canada. So it's pros and cons to that as well, man. But I wouldn't mind seeing more of the 21 personnel approach when they really want to run the ball. Now, they would have to build it out a lot more, obviously, because right now it's a tale, but teams don't believe it all the way. Like when Derek White comes on the field, it's like, yo, we see you going 21 personnel, but we need to see you actually going to run this ball and be effective. And at times they do it and they are effective, but for still, they don't commit to it enough. When we trying to run the ball, really, when we like consistently try to run the ball, it's one back, one tight end, out the shotgun, and with certain backs that works. But at other times, like, yo, man, this dude, give him a battering ram in front of him. You know what I mean? So to speak. It's like we just don't do enough of it. So as a defense, you don't really have to believe it enough. And even if we have success on it, we're not going to stick with it. But that also goes back to, in terms of Matt Canada, having to have that feel for the game. Man, this is a week right here where we can have a little more success. The flow is allowing us to run this ball, play a little bit more big boy ball out here. Let's do that. And then if we want to drum up play action for a shot out of this, let's do it that way. But you got to give him something.
I might need to check the tapes on some of these PA boots, man, because are we actually even getting anyone open down the field for these shots? Because it seems like every time we do it, we're just dumping it off to the flat.
Yeah.
That's really it.
It's a lot of, hey, give me a comeback. Give me a 10-yard comeback. Let me get one of them.
That's really it. Just dump it off the fryer move.
Either a 10-yard comeback or either throw the back shoulder or throw the vertical. It's one or the other, and then we're going to do a comeback.
We got Ryan Duran saying, given that Kenny is 3 full games into his rookie campaign, he doesn't look like the moments are too big. Growing pains, details matter. We'll learn to win.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
He's poised out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, we got AJ Martinez. Damn, Moats. Big Kenny can get us a ring. He is pretty good considering he has only 1 game under his belt. I forgot Tata started the season, LOL. TBS.
Let's get it.
So Kenny only has 1 game.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit more than that, but it's all
Dude
good,
before
man.
him said 3.
Yeah.
Let's just say 2.5.
We're going to figure it out. Just meet in the middle.
I think it is 3 when you consider the halves, right?
Yes.
Halves of Bucks.
No.
Jets. Full for Bills.
And full for, yeah.
So 3 total?
Yeah.
Cameron Schrader. Tomlin needs to take a step back from the offense. His defensive mind is counterproductive to the offensive production at this point. He needs to reassess.
Sure.
We got Let's Go UW saying, congrats, Deke. After last night, Kenny has 1 more TD than Zach Wilson. 2 more, and he might be tied with Justin Fields.
Why y'all doing that, bro?
Stats lie.
Why they coming at your mans like that, bro?
Stats lie.
Don't come in. Don't do that to KPA like that, man. Don't let them do that to you. Don't you do that.
I watched the game. I don't just look at the stats.
About to say, get them up off of you, Deke. Get them up off of you, man.
I know football.
There it is.
AJ Martinez. TBS, tired brain school. Arse back is Ward's. Ass backwards. Yikes. I guess he's still in school.
Shout out to school. Absolutely.
He might be tired.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that sometimes.
Cameron Schrader. Bring back Todd Haley and give him full control.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be any conflicts now, huh?
I wouldn't be opposed to Haley. Maybe we bring in Whipple.
Ooh,
the coordinator for the last couple years
about that.
Pickett at Pitt. That'd be an upgrade for him. I think he's over in Nebraska right now.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of turnover going on in Nebraska right now. Yeah.
I'm like 95% sure Whipple had a connection to the Steelers. He was like a QB coach or on the offensive staff with Wisenhunt.
Okay.
Whenever it was Cow or Wisenhunt was the offensive coordinator, and I think he was around for Ben, like early Ben. And then he started bouncing around and ended up with Pickett over the last however many years.
Okay.
And that was some of Pickett's best stuff.
Whatever's going to bring the best out of him. I'm a Haley guy.
I'm not opposed to Haley at all.
Yeah, Fichtner my homie now. I got love for Fichtner, but I'm a Haley guy. If I have to choose, give me Haley.
Yeah.
Can I get Haley with Fichtner as the QB coach? Could that combo work? That was like the best dynamic, I felt like.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It worked perfect, man. I'm down for that.
Christian Manzi, bring back Haley. Ben not here to cry. Retirement. Oh, come on.
Hey, man, I'm staying up. I tell you, I'm not picking a side. I don't pick sides in that.
He's talking about after, was it 2016?
They say nobody wins when the family feuds, okay? When the family feuds, nobody wins, man. We see this. The ramifications multiple feuds within this family at times.
2016 is when he was talking about it after the AFC Championship game. I think he brought it up.
Man.
He's probably going through his mind, but he's like, you know what? I'm coming back for the city.
It happens at times.
I'm coming back for the team.
It happens at times.
12th wonder. He was probably sick of throwing to Kobe Hamilton as his wide receiver number 2. And Sammy Coates dropping touchdowns. 12th wonder. What up, fellas? Like I said last night, you hold a team to 16 points, you should win.
Facts.
A drop pick is still a pass defense.
Facts.
O has to really step it up.
Facts.
31st in the league will have you in 31st place.
Facts. You got to be able to score the ball, man. You got to be able to score. Absolutely. And if you're not scoring, you can't have turnovers as well. So, yeah, man. You're right. 100%.
Come on, here. Hayden, Martavis, Juju, Jesse James, AB, and Ben. Hashtag the last day.
My God.
Nah, we could go without Jesse James. We'll keep moving.
Yeah, that would be such just, ooh. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. I don't know. AB on a lot right now, bro.
We don't need Martavis.
AB doing a lot right now. I don't know, bro. AB doing a lot.
What's he up to now?
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot.
Do we have an update on him from last week?
It's daily. It's a daily thing. He's doing a lot, bro.
Okay, what's up now?
It's just if you follow him on social networks.
I think I do follow him.
Yeah, man.
I don't really know what's going on though.
His tweets, his stories. I mean, it's just certain shots that are continuing to be.
He's promoting some betting apps.
Yeah, he got a lot going on. That's all I'm saying. But it's yeah.
I think the one thing I saw was Devin White lost some money because
Nah. If that's the worst thing, Deke, then yeah, you actually.
And I didn't even think it was bad.
It makes sense why you would be shocked. It's like, bro,
he bet a lot on Devin White to get over on his tackle total.
He doing way more than all that, bro. He on one.
Okay.
So yeah, we just gonna let he can stay over there. Yeah.
Autumn McCaddy. Hey, Deke.
Oh, hold on. We did miss one.
Go for it.
I have Crystal Privat, excuse me. You know, the first lady to actually call into the show. Shout out to Crystal. We don't forget that, man. Too. You are history. Yes, she did actually have some good takes, man. She says Pickens' viral face sums up this offense and Matt Canada. Please tell me you saw his video, bro.
Yeah.
Where he's just like stuck. I'm like, bro, I usually sit like that after I've researched too long. Pickens, what's going on with you, baby? You in the game. You can't be just stuck like that, man. That's the stuck on the couch face, baby. It'll happen like that sometimes, man. That's the end. And it could do that to you, baby. It'll do it. It'll do it.
All right, we got Autumn McCaddy saying, "Hey, Deke and Moats, love the podcast." On a lighter note, the back half of our schedule gets easier. That's what I've been saying.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, we can leave it on. That was like a burp / yawn. I think it was a combination. We can leave it on a positive note for next season. It's all about the long game.
Facts.
I'm thinking for this season too, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, we get momentum in the second half. We get TJ back. Pickett, the offense, they continue to improve.
We got a lot on the table, baby.
Crystal Pravat, back again. Deontay coaching up our secondary. Two left hands.
Yo,
wow.
Crystal, cool boys. Yo.
Wow.
Dang.
That's a good one. Where's the Claypool comments?
My gosh, like, dang.
We're missing out on some Claypool stuff here.
This is nuts, man.
No one has any creative comments.
This is rough out here, man. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta chill.
Colton Troy Fu, Aloha Moats, was an honor to meet you at the Bucks game. Deke, I said, "What's up, Deke?" to 3 different people that looked like you. Hope the shirts fit okay. No, the shirt fits awesome.
No, the shirt is fire, bro. Absolutely. No. Big time salute.
When did I wear it?
Bro, I love the look of it.
I wore it over the weekend.
I love the tribal look on it, though, because I do feel like I don't have to feel like it is. It is. It's authentic. It's from Hawaii, baby. So, no, man, we greatly appreciate you, man, from the heart, man.
Okay, hold on.
And I don't know if you were on when I said it earlier, but you are featured on the website, man, arthurmoats.com. Go to the community page. We have a viewer spotlight area where, for people that run into us, man, and take pictures with us, when y'all send them in, we shout you out, man, put you on the website and stuff like that as well, man. And we highlight your super chats and stuff like that and keep these poll questions rolling. We got we're keeping it spicy. Yeah. In fact, I think I'm supposed to ask. Yeah, I think we're good for right now. Yeah. But shout out to arthurmoats.com, man. Just check it out when you get a chance.
It's a nice site.
Absolutely.
Late night snack. Kenny has shown his something to offer and the potential to develop into a valuable contribution.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really like professional chat. This sounds like something someone would send in like a corporate email. Kenny has shown something to offer and has the potential to develop in a valuable contribution. Canada has not shown that, in my opinion.
That was so eloquently put. Late night snack. Shout out to you.
You just got to say, is Kenny a baller? Does he got the ed factor?
What type of audience do we have all of a sudden here? Something to offer.
It has too sophisticated
to develop. Hey, we a motley crew on this channel. All right, we not up. We don't. Deke got a polo, but you see the taco meat busting out the seams. All right, we always more casual than business now. In all seriousness, though, man.
A good comment.
That was a good comment. I like that. Shout out to you. Shout out.
Devontae Bailey, do you think we look better with an up-tempo offense? Clearly,
in certain spurts, yes. But at the same time, it's been times where we try to increase the tempo and it just is a faster negative play. So tempo, yes, but it has to make sense also, man. I'm trying to think, even because we know last year, man, some of the best moments for Ben was tempo, and we talked about why that was, just in the sense of it's less time for defense to adjust. You kind of get them stuck in a certain call, and now you can just call it a line of scrimmage and attack. For 7, I like that because he's veteran enough, he's mature enough, he's seen enough football to be able to call plays at the line of scrimmage and do it repetitively. Not, I'm going to make one check right here, but then after that we can go to the huddle and coach can get the rest. When you're talking about a rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett, now you're asking him to play faster. You're asking him to process faster, to think faster, and to think ahead. In the sense of, hey, man, what did I just hit them with? What coverage were they just in? Now I need to call this and get him on that way. There's just a lot that you're asking of a young quarterback. Not saying that he's not capable of it, because we haven't seen him try to do it consistently right now just yet. But I personally wouldn't put that on his plate right now. I think that he has enough that he's already going through and processing through. And I don't want to add anything that could stunt his growth that we're already seeing from him.
AJ Martinez, Deke, you need to sell Sabotage 7 t-shirts.
There it is.
Yeah, and maybe it could be like a band touring t-shirt where it's like you have the main font, like you said, Sabotage 7 or the main statement on the front. And on the back, you know how they'll have the tour schedule?
Yeah.
You have every bullet point that led to the Sabotage.
Absolutely. That would be dope, bro.
That might be it right there.
That little key would be dope.
That would be a pretty good shirt. Yeah. Okay, we got Mike Emanuel saying, offensive coordinator, defensive line, Baby Porter, all off-season moves we need.
Little JJ, all right.
He's first round.
I mean, that's kind of what they're saying right now.
We just don't know top 10 or top 5.
To what extent. Yeah, he's definitely been, I mean, he stepped his game up, man. Him coming back was a great decision.
Because I know we're looking at him.
Yeah, him coming back was a great decision.
Based off he's Joey Porter's son. You know he's on our radar.
Yeah, but then after that, he's nice as heck.
I just need to know if he's good.
State. Yeah, no,
Connor Hayward's been doing good for us,
he's legit.
Man. Like, Connor, that was a good pick.
It absolutely has been. Sometimes brothers work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Torres. Always listen on Spotify. Happy to catch you live.
Hey, man, salute you, man. And salute the audio-only crowd, whether it's Spotify, whether it's, Apple Music, Google Play. I'm trying to think where else you get your podcast at. But for all the audio-only people, we definitely appreciate y'all as well. Even if y'all can't be with us in the chat, you know we still rocks with y'all, baby. So keep rocking with us as well, baby. All right.
Yeah. Jerry Ramos, Moats and Deke, in your honest opinion as of right now, what do you see us finishing at record-wise? And do we still make the playoffs? I feel like we will be good. So where are we at here? 2-5.
I still stand on what I stood on.
I think we get to whatchamacallit. I'm trying to give us like a leeway for the loss or two. So hold on, what would that be? Can we get to? Would that be 10-7? We get to 10-7. I think it's doable.
I mean, wasn't that my pick?
I think you either that or 9-8.
Yeah.
I think you had us like sneaking in as like a 7 seed or something.
Yeah,
too.
I still have not changed on that.
Even
stance,
9-8
man.
could make it, man.
If
we can win our division games.
Yeah, I have not changed on that stance. I think this is that type of team. It's gonna be some weeks where they're gonna look good and they're gonna beat a couple teams they're not supposed to beat. Then they're gonna have some ones where it's a close game. We like, bro, how did this happen? But at the end, they're going to get in that 9-10 win rate. This is what they do. This. Until proven otherwise under Coach Tomlin, that's, I hang my hat on it, man, because he understands how to have well-coached teams. And you can see that part is still true. Outside of the Buffalo game, man, there's not a lot of, man, what the heck is going on out here, bro? We are, like, terrible. It's like, nah.
It's 2 or 3 plays each game.
It's literally that.
4-3 right now.
Literally that, man. So, yeah, I'm not changing on my stance with that, man.
Christian Matthias. I was at the game last night. Hate the play calling. It's not logical. 3rd and 3, throw for 2. 3rd and 4, run for -1. Kenny is still the one. Trust me.
All right. I like it. And glad to hear that you were down there, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, that looked like a good time.
It did, man.
Late night snack. This was all a Sabotage Canada master plan. 7-2 offensive coordinator.
So they were sabotaging Canada this whole time.
No, this doesn't even make sense.
Sabotage Canada.
This is a conspiracy.
This is sabotage, man. I'm with you, bro. This is sabotage on sabotage, man.
No,
I am with you, man.
What do they call those when series have like those side?
Oh yeah.
What are those called? Spinoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Sabotage 7 conspiracy spinoff right there. Pay no mind. That's fake news.
I like it. Man. That's like, ooh.
No, because Ben's not coming back to be OC.
You sure?
Yeah.
That could be the vibe, bro.
This is a terrible way to try to do that then. Christian Matthias. It tells the team you're not playing around. He's an A1 failure. He's got to go. The plays are horrible. I think he's talking about Canada.
Oh, okay.
There's an art to it, and he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. We went from first in the league in sacks to last. Hashtag TJ. Yeah, we're
he
definitely
is a
missing
big
him.
Part of it. Absolutely.
Let's go, UW. How y'all feel about bringing in Mike Leach in for OC this offseason? That could be an interesting dynamic.
Mike Leach.
I don't think he's ever done pros.
I don't either. I just wonder if
you said you don't want to be passing it more. I mean, we're going to be throwing it 60 times.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's like Chip Kelly. I feel like, bro, that's a lot. But I just think personality-wise,
Chip Kelly would at least run it with those options and stuff, though.
Yeah, but I just wonder, like, personality-wise, Mike Leach.
He's an interesting character.
College-wise, I think you could live off of that. I think it works fine. I just question at the pros level, can you operate how he operates? That's all.
Solo one. Supporting KP, but I believe he is forcing throws to DJ, resulting in 2 of the interceptions last night. Wondering if this has something to do with DJ wanting more balls and a contract-defining year. No, here he's got his contract. Not good for KP if so. I don't think it has anything to do with Deontay. I think that was just the option. Whoa. And plus, given Pickett scrambled literally out to the left and Deontay was on the far left. Yeah. That was the last pick. The other one, I think he just thought Deontay was open. And like you said, Javon Holland is a good player. He disguised it up.
No, like Holland made a good play. Could Kenny make a better read? Yes, and he'll grow from that. Sometimes you got to get tricked in stadium for it to happen. You just hate that it was in prime time on that particular drive. And again, we
could have won, with that defensive performance.
But you have, you get tricked at times, man. Everybody goes through it. Deke, I done played this game 9 years, Deke. I got some plays out there where you like, bruh, how did that happen? You live and you learn. You got to play this game, man. You just go through it, man. But it's the quarterback position. That's all. Quarterback position is always heightened. But it still holds true, man.
Did I miss one? Are we on cue now?
Yeah, I got you real
I think I'm on it.
I just want to.
Cue and official momentum?
Yeah. It was, you did it out of order. That was it. Yep.
I got him. He says, I just want to know the fake fans' expectations winning-wise, because how often are rookie quarterbacks great out the gate?
Q, the problem is with the context surrounding Mitch. Remember, they weren't given this realistic expectation. It was Mitch had to be perfect. Mitch had to do this and this and this. And the perception was, or the new narrative at that time was that Kenny was the simple answer, the simple solution. He was going to be able to do all those things to perfection. So now those fans are realizing that, hey, man, these expectations were a little bit too high. They weren't as realistic. And that is why you get the ones that are ready to get rid of Kenny Pickett. But for the rest of you guys that have a little bit more understanding, a little bit more patience, you can see, man, he's going to be fine. He just has to keep working his way through this thing, man. But he's not going to get better and improve without having some of those type of moments, those type of experiences. Even though we hate it in that moment, down the line, you hope that we look back on this and say, hey, man, you remember when Kenny, had that type of moment there? Now look at him in this moment here. I remember Josh Allen, man. It was plenty of games where you're like, bruh, Josh.
There were blowouts in his rookie year,
bruh, too. Josh. It's like, yo, you see what it is. You know what I mean? So you have to go through some of those growing pains, and you have to stick with it. You can't just turn the page. Lamar Jackson's another guy, right? You think about Lamar. It's like, man, can he develop his pass? Can he develop his pass? And it's like you start to see it. Man, okay, it takes some time for some players. Sometimes it's not always going to be linear where every game is perfect, every season is perfect. Sometimes it's going to be those highs and the lows. But if you stick with this player, if you allow them the chance to actually develop and grow in an environment that's conducive to their success, then you can actually get that seed to blossom. And that's what we hoping Kenny is. We hoping that he blossoms into the next 18-year future first ballot Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback. We hope it grows into that. But right now, it's a seed. And right now, we're hoping that this is the best environment for it to grow in. But we got some questions around this environment, baby. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we're hoping it could be the best of both worlds, where he could develop and we're still able to win.
We're hoping so.
A la Big Ben, his rookie year, second year. We win Super Bowls, we go to AFC championships and stuff. And I think with this defense, again, we could still be a good team. We should be like a 4-3 record right now. So it's just, that's the disappointing part, just where we're at right now, 2-5, because I think we are better than what our record is. We just shot ourselves in the foot way too many times at this point. We got official momentum saying don't count us out. Hashtag momentum, hashtag sabotage.
Let's get it. And also, let's see, how many more supers are you seeing on your
not too many.
Okay, baby. Because I was just saying, I know we're at 34. So I just want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't trying to have people posting about my wife talking about, oh, yeah, man, the divorce player want to play with me.
We ain't going until 7. When we going to here?
What time?
6:34 right now.
We're going to give them another 10. We got another 10 in it.
Okay, I can fly through these now.
All right, let's do it.
It
don't have to be 10, but
it looks like there's probably we probably got 10 minutes worth left.
All right, let's do it.
I think here. Yeah. Okay, Alan T. Tired of Deontay and Chase not finishing plays and flopping. There was the Chase comment I was looking for, and looking for flags before the plays.
Yeah,
over causing unnecessary interceptions. Deontay could have at least tried to push the CB out of bounds. That's not a bad point.
Yeah, but
hashtag Chase to
that's
GB.
Some nitpicking though, man. We nitpicking right there, right?
A little bit. I would like to get your perspective though, whenever you see the tape on what he maybe could have done different.
I haven't watched it to that point yet.
I never thought about that though, because he did just kind of stand there.
Yeah. But speaking specifically to Deontay, and like I said, I didn't see on that play, but there are plays where if he is, upset about a throw or the ball placement at times, it's like you do wonder, hey man, could you give a little bit more right there versus
he did it on that one
just
out.
Demonstrating. Yeah. Right. Like I said, I get the frustration, but that is some of the stuff though. It's like, hey man, that could be a pick or that could be a PB or incompletion if you just do a little bit. But like I said, I didn't see that play to that extent to make that type of stance. But
yeah, it wasn't even something I thought
definitely
about.
Caught what I referenced though in terms of
You're
just,
right. It was a third.
Plays,
it was a third and short
bro.
Where I can't remember if Deontay was running like
he ran an
drag
out.
or an
it was like,
but it was on. It was close to the sideline, and it would have been a first down if he would have caught it. It just went right over his head. I feel like I don't know, man. I mean, I thought it was a decently placed ball by Pickett. Obviously, went a little bit high, but you're right. If there was some extra effort, maybe that could have been a catch.
But like I said, man, it's like I said, I don't want to put that out there completely, but that is part of it.
Okay, we got Thad C. The fans who immediately called for Kenny over Mitch are now saying Kenny is trash and hoping to draft a QB. They're clowns. Yeah.
There we have it.
Do we have examples of these people? Do we got screenshots?
I haven't been a part of that, but I'm sure you could find them. They're not hard to find. I'm sure you could find them. It was a lot of them.
Because there's got to be people that you see and you notice it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this isn't all just straw man, right?
No.
There's got to be certain specific people that you see.
No. Whether you're talking fans or media members, if you want to go that route. Oh, hey now.
Media.
Whoa.
Who you calling out?
Hey man, don't put this on me, man.
We need a beef.
Come on,
We need something.
21 Savage, I'm like him. He says, I don't want beef with nobody, man. Keep it friendly. I don't want no problems with nobody. I'm the exact same way. I don't want no problems with nobody. I'm happy go like everybody. Hey, we're all friends. Kumbaya.
Hannibal 090. I do like how Naji treated Ingram like a hostage and bounced him like a rubber ball. That was some good get back.
Facts. Yo, he did low-key smash it. Yeah. I was like, ooh, they really was trying to hype it up too. Like, oh, look at Melvin Ingram making a nice play right here. I'm like, bro, Melvin is pissed right now that he just got mushed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. James J. Jeffers. I'm actually impressed. This is the first year the hardest schedule and the team has either won or lost by little, except the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Other offenses are in year 2 or 3, and we are still competitive.
Exactly. If we understand the context of where we are at in the midst of this thing, man, there is actually a lot to be optimistic about right now, man.
Right. Mike Tice, Moats. I'm loving the Malcolm X glasses.
Hey, Plymouth Rock ain't land on. Oh, my
That's
bad.
what he said.
We ain't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landing on us, man. Let's get it. Shout out to Malcolm X. Facts, man. I'm glad that you like the glasses. That's actually one of the looks that I do try to go for with these blue lights right here, man. So salute you. Wifey says she like them too.
You just need what? You need a little bit more of a fade then, huh?
Yeah.
He grew the top a little bit more.
Grew it thick and then trim it down a little bit, faded. Yeah.
Also says, anyways, we have so many holes to fill this offseason. What position do you address first? I'm just going to stick with, I wouldn't mind a lockdown cornerback.
There we go.
But I'm not writing the season off. So wherever we take this lockdown quarterback, I don't care.
All right.
Could it be Porter Jr. later in the draft?
Boom.
I would like that.
All right. Well,
specifically at number 32.
So, yeah, if not corner, then depending on what we do with Devin, I'll say linebacker. How about that? Because we got a lot of, 1-year situations going on in there.
Autumn McCaddy. What's up, Deke and Moats? Love the podcast. On a lighter note,
salute.
Back half of, I already read this one, did I? Did she say this a couple times?
I think she did.
Back half of our schedule gets easier. Hopefully we can end it on a positive note leading into next season. It's about the long game for us. Did she already comment that?
Or did you already read that? You keep going. I'm going to check since she already commented that.
I think she did. It was a different color, though. I think she had it in gold first, and that one's like a burnt orange.
Yeah, you're right. She did. Yeah, at 503.
Double support.
And then
she really wanted to make that statement be known.
Yeah, then she spent the block at 6. Yeah. Shout out to Autumn, though, man. No, we appreciate you, Autumn. Absolutely. Yeah, but we did address that, though. We absolutely did.
All right, Damon Brown, we have a dog in Pickens. What are we going to do different with Austin? Shout out Trina.
Shout out to Trina.
Like I said, just send him on some verticals, maybe, if we get him in there.
Yeah.
And if he's not prepared for all the audibles and
and I would also say some of the quick screens and stuff like that during the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. You're right. He took that one in training camp to the house that everyone was going ballistic about. Okay, we got Manza Studios. Let's talk about the effort from DJ. It sucks. That's the second one we got.
Oh,
something I didn't even think about.
Don't talk. No. Wait.
So we got to look out for the receiver blocking and DJ's effort.
Don't y'all start that now. Don't y'all start doing all that, man. That shit. All right now. Just say we're pushing them in a positive direction.
Hey, listen.
We just gave context. But we're pushing them in a positive direction.
Oh yeah,
focus on the positive.
I still like Deontay, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, because this isn't something I came in here thinking about, but
it matters though.
That's why we have the chat. You got to bring up stuff that is not in our forefront. I guess what we bring to the table here at the podcast. Jamel Smith, where's Casey been? I feel like he'd help with more splash plays on defense and offense. He did lead the league in interceptions that one year.
This is this week? You should be here, right? Yeah,
I think he's available.
He's one of them dudes,
been available at any point.
Right, we just got to see.
Him.
Yeah,
ever since
2 weeks ago, right?
He got that suspension lifted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it'd be this week. It's just like with Calvin Austin.
Unless he's still hurt. Because remember, he was hurt while on suspension.
No, I don't think he's hurt.
Because he got hurt at the beginning, remember?
I was going to say, I think he has been getting back.
Right.
That's what's been the holdup, actually. You're right, you're right. He should be healthy by now. Didn't they say 6 weeks initially?
That was, Yeah, because he hasn't been talked about a lot. Even when Coach Thomas' press conference, they haven't even brought it up to him yet.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Patterson. Has Sutton played himself into a big extension?
Man, I hope so. I'm a partner to him, man. He definitely need a check, man, and he needs it here. I don't want him to have to leave like Mike Hilton to go get the bag.
He seems like he'd be a good leader for this defense for the next 5 years, too.
Not would be. He is a leader of that defense. Minka's definitely a leader, but Cam is the elder statesman of that secondary. Cam is the guy that has been here, has been a part of some of those bigger moments as well, man. Yeah, he's one of them dudes that, to me, I say you keep him, man. 100%.
I agree. Which one? Who's this? Vince or Grant?
Vince Trombetto.
Deke predicted 30 touchdowns and 10 picks for our starter this year. Kenny on pace for 10 and 30. Hey, 10 touchdowns and 30 picks.
Yo, what we doing that?
And then he has a baby hands emoji. Come on, dude.
Hey, yo. Oh, wow. Why are we doing that?
I could maybe punt on the interceptions, but where are we at? We're not like that far off touchdown wise. No. Pickett can have like a 3 touchdown game or something later in the
funny
season.
Thing though, I did have somebody last night on the Space Talk, bro. They was like, man, the interceptions. I saw one pass was kind of high. Tell me that's not a part of his little hands, man. You can't tell me that that's not a product of that. I'm like, bro, are y'all serious?
Dude, he's been dotting up these defenses. Man. He's been on point with most of his passes. And the ones that he misses, I think he just is throwing it away or getting in a spot where the other team can't pick it. It's just been unfortunate.
But it was too funny. I'm like, yo, y'all got to stop. Now we pulling at straws right here, man. It's the hands.
No. Vic had 8.5 hands. Dude had a cannon. Who else had 8.5? I can't remember. But obviously, Burrow got ripped on for small hands.
Yeah.
Mahomes. Grant Patterson. Has Sutton. I know. I just read that one. My bad.
All right. Should be Naji Loud Pack.
Yeah. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. Being on the sideline was amazing. Found a Hodges jersey and took a pic with it.
Yo, let's go. That's dope as heck. I like that.
Next one, we got AJ Martinez. Moats wants to pull something up.
Hey, I'm putting the new poll up on the website, arthurmoats.com, all right? We didn't get a chance to poll today. Don't worry, I got y'all on Wednesday with some poll action. But on the website, man, we will have a new poll coming soon, man. And in fact, if you got some poll options that y'all want in terms of the poll placement, well, you can send suggestions in for that as well on the website. So make sure you check it out, arthurmoats.com. Poll it up. Deke is a big fan of the poll. Everybody knows that. All right.
We got
the funky Seahad? Yeah.
Funky Seahad. Funky Chad. Mistake getting rid of Juju, ? Skilled, loyal, and good guy. I think it worked out for both sides.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I just think we're more dynamic at receiver versus with Juju. He was going to be a dope receiver, but he isn't necessarily he doesn't have the same type of capabilities of a Chase, of a George Pickens, of a Deontay, but he is more consistent than those guys right now. So
better blocker, as you said too.
Absolutely. But he also has Patrick Mahomes out there also, man. I think that's some context that we got to remember.
Right, he's having that good of a season because of that offense as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's running open scenarios.
I was going to say, because between McCrow Hardman and Travis Kelce, those two dudes are going off, man. Juju, like, he's playing well, but that context.
It's a good system for him.
It is.
Back to whenever he had 1,400 yards, whenever AB was our wide receiver.
No, 100%, man.
Najee Laupak. Who's the guy next to Deke with glasses? Deke, I got the Hodges picture for you. Dolphins didn't win. Steelers just lost. On to the next.
Facts.
Here we go.
Just ran out of time. That's it.
That's a decent way to put it. I mean, it goes back to our other couple losses. I do feel like it's really just been on us not doing what we've been capable of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dolphins and Jets. I'm probably going to keep bringing it up until we at least get to 500.
I would agree.
Because I'm going to be like, we should be 500.
We should.
At least.
We're going to get there. We're gonna
maybe a winning record.
We definitely going to get there. All right, now, Deke, you about to get me in trouble, man. Let's get it.
All right,
let's go. We are American Assassin, by the way. We only got a couple left, actually, so we're good.
29 seconds. What? Third. Najee steps out. Clock don't stop. 4th and 2. What is this?
He might be talking about the sequence. I would have to see.
I don't know which one's he talking about.
It's one of the ones in the fourth quarter that drives at the end.
So he's saying conspiracy, maybe.
Yeah, just in terms of like the clock stoppage. The only thing I would say is if he was going backwards when he ran out or laterally, they would not stop the clock that way. He would have to actually be forced out that way. But if he did step out and he was still trying to go forward, then the clock should have definitely stopped. But that's the only thing I could think of right there.
Najee Laupak, Moats, can you explain the logic behind motioning the man on a 3rd and 1 QB sneak? I just can't begin to understand what the reasoning is to do so.
Part of it is you're trying to window dress it to make those defenders just see something else and possibly think of something else. I thought it was more so the motion to just get behind them directly and just push him. That was kind of the thought process I thought they were going to take. But other than that, not a lot.
What did we get called for? Was that Miles Boykin?
Yeah. But I couldn't tell if it was a false start or not. But because they said it was like illegal.
They said two guys moving.
Yeah, illegal shift. So,
but 2 guys weren't moving. Unless are they considering Pickett moving?
But if somebody,
at the same time?
That's what I'm saying. Like it could have been when I say a false start, it could have been in the sense of like, yo, if you're in motion, but I'm flinching or something like that, and they snap. I haven't. Seen
I didn't think the O-line moved at all.
I was like, I have to see it from the all 22. I have not seen it just yet.
That's why I was like, dude, I think this is a BS penalty call. There were a few of them that they were calling on us. Some real ticky-tack stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, they called some in favor of us, too. The refs,
they did.
I don't know. The refs were a little bit too fickle with that yesterday.
The refs were refs, man.
The Matthew 412. Daniel Jones has more rushing yards than Najee. Was that true? Wow.
But they got Saquon over there cooking as well, man. That has definitely helped with Daniel Dimes.
Okay, a few
and
more
his
here.
Rushing yardage. Yes.
AJ Martinez, we have the best chat, fans, and best podcast. God bless all. Let's go.
Major facts. Let's get it.
Mateo Zagura. We should get one of those coaches from the McVay or Shanahan tree. Those guys always producing offensive geniuses. Cal gave Matt Ryan an MVP season.
Nah, he did, man.
It's a safe pick nowadays.
Yeah.
Just take the next guy that's the QB coach or the OC from them.
Yeah.
Vince Trombetto. One more comment on Pickett. Wait, what's... One more comment on Kenny picked offs. Baby hands. I know y'all saw him stretch for the first with one hand and it flew out like a wet bar. Come on, dude. I think that was the ground.
What are we, little hands? Oh, y'all silly, bro.
I think that was the ground just hitting his arm.
That's what it was?
Gravity.
No, that's funny right there, man. I like it.
Well,
dude, this was a vibe, though, man. Everybody in the chat, this is always a vibe, man. We always appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. We will keep this rolling, man. When we get back on Wednesday, we'll obviously start turning the page. But, we're going to obviously do some around the league, looking around and stuff like that. Open the phone lines, too, man, so that way you guys can get some of the stuff that you need to get off your chest as well. Once you got some time to process and, get a little more context with that situation. But either way, make sure y'all like the vid on the way out. Check out the website, arthurmoats.com. And until next time, baby.
Peace.